Check. Check. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check 1, 2. All right, there we go. There we go. All righty, let me go and get my substance for the morning. Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right, all right, all right, all right. There we go. All righty, how's everybody doing this morning? It's E3 day. Today are the bigger shows. The E3 actually technically started. No, man, let me get ahead of myself there. All right, let me start over. All right, then, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? What is happening? What's going on? Happy Sunday. It is June 9th, 2019. Happy Sunday. It is E3 day. And I am doing, this is Craig Harris. I'm doing a Let's Talk here because I truly don't know if I'm going to be able to jump on any podcast today because I could not get into Titanfall Princess's podcast last night. The computer kept telling me to delete something called cookies. So after I deleted the cookies, it still wouldn't let me go into the podcast. So it's let me do this. So what's going on Competitive? It's letting me do this podcast. So I certainly hope it's working correctly. So, but shout out to everybody. Shout out to the new subs and the old subs. I certainly hope everybody's having a good day. Thanks for subbing. Close to 1,000 subs, folks. And I'm starting to get the store front ready. I've been doing that. And I've got the T-shirts. And so I don't know if I'm going to go with some mugs. And I don't know. I don't know. But I may do some T-shirts and stuff like that. Well, I'm definitely doing T-shirts for the summer. May even do a towel. So all you lovely ladies out there can go ahead and model the towel. I've got to come up with a logo for the podcast. I don't have one yet. So, so if anybody wants to send a logo in and, I will choose one and I'll pay for it. I'll do like a $20, $25 gift card or buy some PSN or Xbox stuff. Let me know. So I'll do that. And that'll go on the towel. The towel will be red, black, and green. Okay. The T-shirts will be red, black, or green. So those are Pan-African colors. So I've chosen the color, not the palette. But yeah, but that's coming up. Shout out to BGS Ignore. He has invited me on to come on to his podcast, I think, or maybe even start one with some of the people in the manosphere, some other tech guys. I'm thinking about doing that. Of course, it's not gonna work if my cookies on this damn computer don't act right. So what time zone am I in? I'm in the Eastern time zone in the United States. So it's 8 a.m. in the morning here. So we'll go ahead and get it started. First of all, shout out to everybody here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know some people are joining from across the pond. Some people are joining from, it's all over the world. That's amazing. That's what's amazing about the internet. So, and I remember when the internet first started, I remember that it had 50 websites and there was nothing to do. I mean, literally, you were just trying to find stuff to do on. I'm like, what is this thing? So connecting out at 1440 think it was 1404, 14.4. It connected out at 14.4, then 28.8, then 32.2. Once you got the 32, you thought you were the man. I mean, you thought you were the man. Connected out at 32.2. We're playing Diablo and Descent, stuff like that, Ghost Recon online. So it has really grown. It has really grown. But we'll go ahead and get it moving here. I will make my what's going on, Danny from Puerto Rico. Certainly hope things are getting better down there, and our brothers in Puerto Rico. And I want to get down to Puerto Rico. I'm going to take some trips here. I mean, I want to go to England. I want to have a beer with Ice Queen Gaming. I want to go to Puerto Rico because it's Puerto Rico. And I definitely want to go to see Mr. Williams at Wildebeest or something like that. But he's got to open up a club so I can come and drink under the island. Okay, he got to open up a club or something up over there. He said there ain't no nightlife. Well, you better make a nightlife if I come over there. So what is happening? Oh, I want to go to Australia and have ribs on the Barbie. That's what I want to have, ribs on the Barbie. Plus, I want to meet the original Australians, the Aborigines. Those people that's a beautiful people, as Donald Trump would say, a big, beautiful people. And damn shame what happened to them down there. But yeah, but shout out to everybody in Australia and New Zealand and New Guinea and New York and New Jersey, all around the world. Thanks for joining me. I know everybody's up. Everybody's excited. It is E3. Google started it out. They knocked it out of the park with a Stadia, 60 frames per second on their gaming, 4K, 60 frames a second, 35 Mbps, megabytes per second. That's with HDR. Little disappointed with the sound, 5.1. It is what it is, however. That's for 4K. This is Stadia now, guys. 1080p, 60 frames per second, for 20 megabytes per second. HDR, 60 frames per second. Again, that's what I hope Lockhart gets announced to do. I hope that's the goal of Lockhart. That's why I got my fingers crossed. Give me 1080, give me 60 frames HDR. I'm like, I'll be going Pika, 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 Pika. I'll be so happy for that. 720p, 60 frames a second, 5, 10, 15 megabytes per second. Again, the key thing is 60 frames per second. That's the consistent thing you're seeing. So now, whether it's a consistent 60, whether it drops to 53, and it might, I don't know. It may drop to 47. The key thing is that they're going to deliver it better than the consoles can do it. Okay. Now, people are saying, well, those are old games and stuff like that. Isn't it funny that the same people just 90 days ago said Google ain't got no games? Now they got old games. What's up, Gaminator? So I don't understand. Do you see how they've code switched? They've gone from no games to old games. It's like, look, you do know we have you on tape saying Google ain't got no games. So why don't you just shut it up and shut it down? Say, hey, look, Google's got games now. Let's see how they work. Now, if they're trash, they could be trash. Let me make that clear. They could be trash. So what's up, uncompetitive? You gonna go see the Pikachu? I saw it. It was actually funny. So that scene when it was on the ground going Pika, Pika, I rolled. I mean, that was actually a pretty damn funny scene. But I also want to thank everybody that watched that Days Gone stream. That's got over 100 views. So thank you guys for watching that. You saw me take down those hordes, those hordes of zombies. Y'all saw that. And I couldn't find one. I was out there trying to find a horde. That way people could use the Cash app. What's up, Sick Humor? So, yeah, I was trying to get that going on. That way I could use the Cash app. Those hashtag, I'm always looking for ways to get a little cash so I can get this new Ryzen CPU. And people got to understand that I don't think my motherboard, I got to shout out to Jemiah Dixon. I don't know if that motherboard that I have is going to be able to adopt the new Ryzen and Navi GPU. I don't know. I'm not saying that it won't. I got the 350B plus or something like that, like a B plus or but I don't know if that's going to work or not. So shout out to them. So Andrew, I said they were hordes. By God, they were hordes. So if I say it, you're just going to have to live with it. What I say rules, especially in my kingdom. In your kingdom, those weren't hordes. In my kingdom, they were. It won't. Oh, sick humor just hurt me. That hurts bad. So I have to get a new motherboard. Oh, no, don't tell me that. So now I have to get a new motherboard. I'm just going to keep the one I got then. So I do want a different GPU though. So what's the best GPU I can get for the 350B motherboard? So yeah, you got me on that one, Andrew. You're right. They aren't zombies because it's like World War Z. I don't know if you all saw that. I was following that woman in that cave, and she said the virus is turning them into what it wants them to be. That's what happened in World War Z. I don't know if you all remember that movie or not. So, the sick humor just threw cold water on me at 8 o'clock in the morning with the with that. But thanks for telling me, bro. I won't be looking up prices now. So hold on. What about the CPU? The CPU won't work in that motherboard. So yeah, let me make my big announcement on that. And let me give a huge shout out to Fatal Mephisto here for letting me know this. I'll show you what I got this morning. I've already participated in E3 before you knew it. Bam, already got it. I already have it. So got it this morning. And as you can see, it says manage. That's because I already bought it. And so I'm excited. It's $1 for 1 month. And it goes to $5 at the end of the month. And if they don't put some good games on there today, like physically today, put some games on there today that I can play, then I'm going to cancel it. At the end of the month, I'll go right in and I'll be like, I'll call them Wednesday. I'll be like, y'all got to cancel this. Y'all not put no games on here. You can't call it Game Pass and not put no games on there. But I want everybody to know that Microsoft's first big announcement has already happened. And that is Xbox Game Pass PC. And I got it for $1. So it says it right here. Google Stadia 60 FPS, 4K HDR, Craig the Tech Guy. There's my email address. I just signed up for PC Game Pass for $1. So, and I gave shout out to Fatal Mephisto for the heads up. So again, I recommend if you have a PC, if you're a PC guy, it's $1. Go ahead and give it a 30-day try. And if you don't like it, it's just get rid of it. It's $1. Even I can afford that. That's a cheeseburger. Okay? That's a cheeseburger. I can afford that. But I am going to ask, shout out to the chat, I am going to ask for the Cash App donation, $ Craig Tech, because I got Days Gone. If you check my PlayStation thing, check, if you follow me on the PlayStation, check that. You can clearly see I'm in the Days Gone queue. So if you want me to stream Days Gone, I will stream Days Gone, but I need that Cash App to make a noise. Right now, it's got this weird looking thing for no value. It says 0. So y'all got to help me out on that one. I had no problem streaming. I will find a horde now that I got that M60, and I will find a horde and I'll go toe to toe with them. But the Cash App's got to make a noise, and let me say thank you up front. But I just wanted people to know Microsoft is already doing PC Game Pass for $1. So it's official. So Game Pass is now on PC, just as I predicted it would be. So as I said, reality is not what you want it to be. It's what I say it is. Or at least it was. So Metro is PC only for Game Pass. All right, well, like I said, Metro Exodus is on there. Well, that's fine. I've got Metro on Steam. Shout out to the Steam sharing partner. So ain't nothing wrong with chasing Granny. Leave Fatal Mephisto alone. He did a brother a solid. So and Fatal was the first one on Twitter who put this information out that I saw. I didn't even see this from the Xbox E3 that thing that they got us following on Twitter. I didn't see it on there. So shout out to Fatal Mephisto. And Fatal also dropped a link on Twitter that I followed right to the purchase. So because I couldn't find it in the Windows Store. The Windows Store is garbage. I mean, it is pure garbage. I certainly hope they fix it. So, but Microsoft again has made the first move today. I think this is in their in-game, no pun intended. I do have an in-game question to answer. It's a major spoiler, so I'll get to that shortly. If you haven't seen in-game, mute your mic when I get there. I'll tell you. I'll give you 10 seconds. So, but somebody asked a question about it. But all right, so at the end, I think they're in their own in-game. I do think you will see Xbox games on PlayStation eventually. Excuse me, 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay, thank you. So glad. Well, they didn't say all their games, but they said a good majority of them are. So you saw the huge of Game Pass release for games for Game Pass today. Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, it's right, Sam Ash. If you want me to take on a horde, $ Cash App, $ Craig Tech. Thank you very much. Right now, it's still sitting at a white goose egg. So I will take on a horde. I have to find one. So I may have to drive around and find a friggin' bunch of zombies. I'm sorry, freakers. So Splinter Cell is not in development. Oh, that's disappointing. That if that is true, that's disappointing. That's one game I really wanted to play. So I mean, you know, Fatal was upset that Game Pass is $6 on PC but $12 on Xbox. It's only $1 on PC. I just showed it. It's $1. It's a $1 Game Pass. So it's not. And Mass Effect is not easy. I don't. You can play Mass Effect and you can finish the game, but you may not survive. It takes, you have to thread a needle with a 6.0 silk in order to survive that attack. That you put at the end of Mass Effect 3. I mean, I don't know why you all don't have that. xCloud Horde, there you go. So yeah, Craig, $ Craig Tech, thank you very much up front. I will seek out something called a horde, and I will gun them down like nobody's business. Shenmue 1 and 2 are on Game Pass, but third one isn't coming to Xbox. Are you sure, Fatal? I thought Shenmue 3 was going to Game Pass. But again, this, so you all know, this broke early this morning or late last night. Game Pass for PC is official. I've signed up for it. It's $1. I need all the PC brethren out there to sign up. It's $1. And if you don't want to sign up for $1, $ Craig Tech, Cash App, thank you in advance. If you don't want to sign up for Game Pass for $1, you can donate it to your friendly neighborhood black man, Craig Harris. That way I can get my new Ryzen 2600 CPU. And I don't know what GPU to get. I've got a massive 580. That gives me the same type of performance as a 1070 Ti. So, Mass Effect is harder than Bloodborne. All I did in Bloodborne was hit triangle. That's all I was doing. So, Push Square is saying that. So, yeah, Shenmue 3 is crowdfunded. I thought it was going to be on all platforms. So, I've never played Shenmue. I can't play a game called Shenmue. It sounds too much like Shamu. So, but I know people love the game. I'm not going to mock the game. The game I heard is sensational. Now, let me ask you, is Shenmue 1 and 2 as good as Yakuza? If you had to only play one series between Yakuza and Shenmue, which one would you play between the two if you could only play one? So, You said SC wasn't coming years ago. Oh, Splinter Cell and Fable. No one. Well, I mean, Fable is going to be announced today, is my understanding. Isn't that the game the Playground is working on? Since we're starting to get into E3 predictions, I guess we kind of segued into it. So the truth that I see the Madden breakdown, I did see that. God, I woke up at 6:15 or 6:45 this morning. Already went to the grocery store and everything. Got my libation for the day. I buy Madden. I buy Madden every year. I think I did you see the breakdown of the players when they compared Juju Schuster-Smith to Alvin Kamara? They look the same. I mean, that was some bullshit right there. I'll never get donations for lying and saying you can't handle Souls game. I'm going to get Code Vein. That's the ultimate Souls game. So, and Bloodborne was so hard. Why did Kid Smooth beat it? I mean, that's what your Kid Smooth has never beat Mass Effect, but he beat Bloodborne. Y'all keep telling me Bloodborne's hard. Fuck out of here. So, Fable ain't coming this gen. I thought Fable was going to be announced today by Playground Games. So, but all right, you're saying that it's not coming for Xbox One and S and X. It's just going to come for the new system. All right, fair enough. I mean, fair enough. I can see that happening. So, but I thought it's going to have to come for X because they're not leaving nobody behind. X and S, and now Lockhart, and the diskless Xbox. I mean, how many Xboxes are there? Damn. Well, I dare you to play Mass Effect on Insanity and with all the DLC and stream it. Go ahead and stream it. So, you know, if you think it's easy, and not only that, but survive it. Survive the attack. Not the initial attack by the Reapers. Survive the attack, the counter attack that you lead. So go ahead and do that. Then tell me it's easy. So it ain't that hard. Well, then go ahead and do it. So I'm telling people, go ahead and do it. Everybody says how easy it is. Go ahead and do it. So, you know, it's not easy. It's not an easy RPG to play. And it's the only type of shooting RPG of its kind. So Shenmue 3 is that's terrible, man. Like if Shenmue 1 and 2 come out, that's like a girl taking off her top. Like if Xbox can't get Shenmue 3, that's like a woman taking off her top and not her bottom and not her pants. I mean, I'd be mad as hell if that happened. But those dudes are moist. All right. So, all right. First things first. How do you all like my new picture that's up there on the screen of the Xbox stuff? Now, I'm gonna get the Lynx deodorant because it says lift your game, and I need to lift my game. So I'm getting this whole packet. Shout out to J-Dub City. Hopefully he gets that packet. I will pay him for it. So. Fable always begins once upon a time there was, and pretty much that's where the story with Fable it does say that. But look, I liked Fable when it came out on Xbox. I didn't care for the second one, but Fable 1 and Fable 3 I fairly enjoyed. Fable 1 and Fable 3 I fairly enjoyed. So there's 7 Xboxes. Okay, yeah, that's just too damn many. They got a basketball team. So, yeah, they got a whole lot. But yeah, I'm excited for Fable. The new Forza, I'm excited for that. You know, you have all the achievements in ME1 and 2, including beating the game on Insanity. Corey, what about Mass Effect 3 on Insanity? But shout out for having all the achievements, though. I can't get that achievement when I play the DLC, The Arrival, trying to survive like 6 waves. So that kicks my ass all the time. So the Anaconda Super Lucky Tales 2 limited edition bundle 8K uncompromised day 1. Chris Davis with the insults. Come on now, look, let's keep it 100% here. I low-key think there's some PlayStation cats. I guess they call themselves PlayStation cats. I low-key think that there's some PlayStation cats that that are upset that Sony ain't at the presser this year. They said they're not, but I gotta call bullshit on some of these dudes because I'm seeing too much. I'm seeing too many of these cats that claim that they're PlayStation guys going back and forth with people, and it's kind of like, well, if you don't care that Sony isn't there, then why are you responding to what these guys are saying? Because who cares? I mean, the games that they show today are going to be playable on PC and PlayStation and Switch. So, but I'm gonna I want to bring this up here because this was a sad statement that Jim Ryan had to make. This was sad. PlayStation will remain its see, I'm not accepting no cookies because according to this thing, my cookies won't let me join other podcasts. So I don't know what the hell a cookie is anyway, and why my computer has got to have a cookie on it. But so Jim Ryan says, despite Microsoft partnership, PlayStation will maintain its distinct identity. Now, this I'm not going to read this. This is from Hey, that's what I'm talking about right there. Hey now, all right. But Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan doesn't think that will be the case in a recent interview with the Financial Times. He also talked to CNET. Says Ryan said, despite recent developments, PlayStation and Xbox will maintain their distinct identities and brands, and will even continue to attract different types of users. So I'm bringing this up because this is sad. And this is June 8th. This was yesterday. So this is sad. The fact that he even had to address this is sad. Now, let me tell you why he addressed it. He addressed it because there were people in the Xbox community who were lying their asses off. Let me shout out to Jemiah Dixon and shout out to Ash and Luca and her crew. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, me and Jemiah Dixon were on her podcast. Shout out to Luca for inviting us. And there were some people, not her, let me make that clear, but there were some other moist clowns on that podcast literally saying that Microsoft and Sony were going to team up and make games for both consoles. Let me tell you why they said that. They said it because that's what they want. All right. Now I'm really trying to get you all to understand that people will always tell you the truth after you get through their bullshit. Now we all know how moist the Xbox community is. I mean, they're so moist, they've got their own brand of friggin' scent. That's how moist they are. Okay. After you get out of the shower, you use that one on the right. That's the spray. That's the body spray. You know, before you get out of the shower, you got that XL one there. That's the gel, whatever the hell that shit is. You know, that's for your hair. Now, I'm bald. I shave my head, so I don't need that. Somebody that's got a good, what's it called? A good shag of hair will need that one. But the gel right there, the second one from the left, they're so moist, they got that. And then they got their own deodorant because they stink. They stink. Why do you need deodorant? Because you stink. Why did they put out a doll that wasn't even sitting in the goddamn chair right? They put that doll out with an Xbox controller and a headset. Because I guarantee you the doll probably wet its pants and wants its mommy. And it's got a headset on because it's trying to play with its friends. I mean, I've said this before. The motto of my podcast is fuck you and fuck your friends. Nobody wants to play with your monkey ass. Okay, they just don't. All right, that's not what gaming is. Gaming did not start online. It's not going to die online. All right, so I mean, you know, But you got these moist fruit booties running around saying, well, they're gonna make they're gonna combine. They're gonna combine. That's my moist fruit booty voice. They're gonna combine. This is not fair. Xbox don't have no games. Now look, I can see, look, the Xbox community is admitting this now. Shout out to my boy Diver. Shout out my man 50 Grand Diver. He even said it on the round table. I think Sony's going to make some games for Xbox. Negro, why? Why? They're two different companies. But this is what they want, okay? You have metaphoricals talking to this. I mean, he's got an IT degree. Well, so do I. You know, he's going around saying this shit too. Why? Because this is what they want to happen. They have admitted through POD, pay to death, that they want to play the PlayStation games. They want the greatness of God of War. Okay? They want the sensational feeling of playing Spider-Man, which again, Spider-Man is now my second favorite superhero. That whole DLC with Black Cat, you all got to play that, and you'll know why, because I didn't know Peter Parker rolled like that. Okay? I didn't know Peter Parker rolled like that. Now I don't blame him. Shout out to J-Dub City, like he said, hey, I don't blame him. You know, so it's them. Now, let's go and prove my point further. All right. The other day at work, Friday, at work, yeah, I had like a 45-minute window where I wasn't busy. So, you know, I saw that Crap Gamer was on. So I didn't get to listen. So I went ahead and came home. And all I did was I turned the sound down. I didn't listen to him. I looked at that chat, not the comment section. I looked at the chat because now the chat will, you know, they'll let you do a live replay of your chat. And this is kind of moving into the Ninja Theory damage control. My personal prediction for E3 is that we get gameplay of Gears, we get gameplay of Halo. We'll see gameplay of something called, you all love that game, Cyberpunk. We'll see that. We'll get a Fable announcement. I don't know if we'll get gameplay, but we'll get an announcement. We will get a Forza Motorsports game. We'll get some more, 2 to 3 new IPs. And that'll be it. They'll make their Game Pass announcement official. I've already got it, so they'll make that official. They'll make official what they're doing with the Azure cloud. They'll announce that Sony has partnered with them to stream games on PlayStation Now, PSNOW now. They'll make another announcement about xCloud. They'll actually show some games on xCloud running. That's because they have to, because Google didn't show any games running. They'll also announce Lockhart. They'll announce the price. I don't think they'll announce the Lockhart and Anaconda. They'll also announce specs of the Anaconda because Sony has put them in a position where they gotta announce specs. They may not announce all of them, but they'll announce some of them. So, and what I'm hearing is 14 T-flops and 3.2 something CPU, Zen CPU, 16 to 20 gigabytes of RAM. What else did I see? I don't know, something called 80 CUs. I don't know what the hell that is. So I don't know as far as something called Arcturus, which is a space station in Mass Effect. So you can see Microsoft is copying Mass Effect too. So see, I squeeze in more Mass Effect today. Y'all just too easy. Okay, Arcturus is the name of a station in Mass Effect. Okay, so what's going on, Materazzi? How you doing? So yeah, they're going to make and share some tech. Now, something may come out of it, something may not. I'm not here to, you know, but my point is that Jim Ryan having to announce the fact that Jim Ryan had to announce that there was no, they were going to keep their distinct brands, even though that's clearly in the memo of understanding. This shows you how moist the Xbox community is. I mean, that's how desperate they want Sony's games. But they truly believe that they should be able to walk into wherever, Walmart, Myers, Costco, buy an Xbox, come home, and then play a PlayStation game. That's what they want. They don't want to have to buy a PlayStation. And PlayStation is derelict. Sony would be derelict if they say, yeah, we'll make games for them too, because then there's no reason for you to buy their console. But they're moist. I mean, they get into this whole thing of, well, everything else is like that. It's like, look, Netflix has original programming, so does Hulu, so does Amazon. Okay. Burger King has original sandwiches with original recipes, so does McDonald's. KFC is not going to give its original recipe to Popeye's fried chicken. Okay, they're not. Popeyes isn't going to give its recipe over to KFC. They're not. So they're going to remain distinct. Now, they both sell chicken, but that style, I prefer Popeyes. But me as a black man, I like spicy food. Okay, we like spicy food. So, and to me, KFC is too bland. Now I still eat KFC. You put some KFC in front of me, it's gone. I'll eat it. But if I have a preference and somebody says here's $20, Popeyes is 6 miles to the left, KFC 6 miles to the right, I'm going to Popeyes 100 out of 100 times. So Sony hasn't announced their T-flops yet. They are waiting for Xbox announcement. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen there, Chris. I truly believe that now. I think there's a reason why they didn't announce. Sony didn't announce how many T-flops were in their GPU. So, but I don't think that matters to them. Let me ask you all something here. What if Microsoft's console is more powerful, but Sony gives you the exact same thing? Because see, Jim Ryan said, he confirmed 4K 60. So you already know you're going to get that on the PlayStation 5. You already know that, okay? So Phil Spencer is going to say 4K 60 as well. So once again, what exactly is the Xbox doing that the PlayStation's not doing? Okay, I'm asking you all that. What exactly is the new Xbox going to do that the PlayStation won't do? Because Jim Ryan, the CEO, says 4K 60 game. Now, that may not be on every game. He didn't say every game is going to be that way. They can't mandate that on third party. So what's going on, Ice Queen? I certainly hope you participate and get a T-shirt and a towel, or a towel and a T-shirt. So Fatal sent me a link of appreciate you, brother. Is it on Twitter? You go ahead and if it's on Twitter, let me see if I can go there. I don't see it. Oh, okay. Is this it? Oh, that's trash. It's just a bunch of shovelware, except for Shimu 1 and 2. If I'm looking at this right, Guacamole 2, Everspace. All right, that's cool. All right. Hollow Knight, Neo Chrome, Silence, Smoke and Sacrifice, Steam World, Dig 2. Trash. That's all right. I only paid $1 though. This shit's trash. I want some big titles. I want some big titles. That shit's trash. You said me. I certainly hope it's wrong. So Sony are going for 4K. What's HFR? Gaminator. So Ryan wasn't home on Friday. Yeah, I wasn't home either. So don't feel bad. I was not home either. So what's up, BitCloud? If you want to jump on, you can come on, brother. You want me to send you a link? Let me know, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to jump on any podcast today, because I had something called cookies and I got rid of them, but it still wouldn't let me join Titanfall Princess last night. So oh, you want a towel and a T-shirt? Yes. That way, see, Ice Queen, she's gonna be like having that towel out at the pool over there, and they're gonna be like, Don, where did you get that wonderful towel? And then Don can, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, appreciate you, Don. Thanks. So, well, I'll send them, but I don't know if it's gonna work because I'm over here mad as hell about these cookies. So let's see if you all can hop on. Maybe everything is fixed. This will kind of be a test. Let's see here. Okay. All right. All right, there's one to fatal. And there we go. And then I put the other one in the RGT podcast thing there, Ryan. So hopefully they can hop on. Hopefully it works. If not, well, I'm gonna be mad as hell because I don't know what a cookie is. So, oh look, I cleaned it out. I don't know what happens after that. So, yeah, cookie corner is what this is. I mean, I don't know because I cleaned it out. I cleaned it out. I rebooted the computer. I had to friggin' re-download and try to figure out what my password is on Google. So, so they're sent out. How many hours before? See, the mere fact Materazzi is excited about Microsoft's E3. That's what I like to see. I think it's 4 o'clock Eastern time, so like 7.5 hours.
Hello, Craig.
Hey, there's one. So maybe I don't know what happened yesterday, Fatal.
Yo, Craig, by the way, you read off the wrong thing, by the way, because I tagged you in a link that directs you to a link of a website that lists off every game that's on PC.
Oh, okay, good. Well, remember I said I hope this is wrong because this is trash.
That list that you were reading off was a list of games that got dropped today on Game Pass on Xbox.
Those are on Game Pass. You mean dropped as in they're on there now, or dropped as in
they're on there right now? They're on there right now. I have like 12 games queued up for download right now.
Okay. All right. Now I'm trying to find your link there. Actually, can you put the link in the subscription? I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I'll see that. Give me a sec.
Okay. Now, shout out to Matt's Gaming and Randall Thor. Shout out to Randall Thor. He says Gears 5 Ultimate Edition will be included with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I don't know what Game Pass Ultimate is. So, all right, Ultimate Editions normally go for like 100 and give 4 days early access. So, I don't know what Game Pass Ultimate is. I have to look that up. But I guess the Ultimate Edition will be available on Ultimate Game Pass, but regular Game Pass just gets the regular Toilet Edition, like I'm going to pay for, because I am not. I love my $1 though. So, BitCloud, jump on. So, give me Banjo Kazooie or get out. Okay. You have no high expectations for Microsoft E3 today. Now just enjoy the show. Are you still there, Fatal? He's muted. Okay. I thought maybe he had fallen off and the cookie got him. Is that BitCloud? Oh, BitCloud, is that your headboard? What the hell is that?
Yeah, I posted the link in the chat there.
Okay.
Craig.
All righty.
What up?
What's going on?
What's up, sir?
None. Enjoying my little vacation. I won't be back to Tuesday, but
all right. All righty.
Oh, Lord. But something tells me the internet's about to get erupted because, ain't Microsoft's event today?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. These games are actually pretty good. I don't know. What is Full Metal?
Yeah, I'm a little salty that Trinity's on there, dude. That Trinity or Tranny, what the fuck it's called, from Obsidian. I'm a little salty about that.
Let me put this on the big screen. I'm going to turn into Porter Rock here, Mr. Share My Screen. My tech degree allows me to do this, and nobody else knows how to do this with me, of course. So, Everspace is on there. Football Manager. I don't know what that is. I may check that out. Halo Spartan Strike, Halo Assault, Halo Wars Definitive Edition, Halo Wars 2. Oh, Hellblade's on there. All righty. Forza 4, Metro Exodus. That's a big one. So, Recore. There you go. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's not bad. That's not bad. So, how come Shadow of the Tomb Raider isn't on there? It's odd. Well, there you go, folks. That's Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. I think I already beat that one. Vampire. That's a big deal. Valkyrie Chronicles. I didn't know they had that. Sea of Thieves. So, yeah, I'll have to check that out. All right. All right, what are you all gentlemen doing? You can take yourselves off mute.
Chilling right now.
Well, how was vacation there, Mr. BitCloud? Working on your tan.
Oh yeah, you already know. Relax. But after EA's ridiculous E3, yeah,
that was garbage.
I didn't miss anything E3 wise. So I was like, damn. I will say Star Wars. Looked phenomenal. I will say that though.
Yeah, I'm buying
dude.
Star
I wasn't
Wars.
feeling that Star Wars game when I was watching it, dude. That shit looked pretty graphically wise, it looks all right, but I wasn't feeling it, dude. I'd rather them make a fucking KOTOR game. Thank you very much.
I see a lot of people putting that. Everybody wants the Knights of the Old Republic. And tell you the truth, I mean, that's the way I'm seeing this. This is a new chapter for them. They just want to do something completely different for fans. So I do like I can appreciate what they're doing. I do like the Force abilities.
Love that.
Yeah, everything was cool. Like how he stopped the bullet, then he used dude as a meat shield and pushed him in front of the bullet. That was cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That was cool.
And that's a dark side power. That's a dark side power he's using. I mean,
yeah,
I know
that. Wonder, are you going to be facing Jedi and Sith? You know?
Yeah, you should be facing Sith because if it's in the time that there was only one Sith and there's an apprentice. Vader's the apprentice, so in theory, you would face more Sith. So
yeah, it could be more, Force attuned, like bosses you're going to be facing. Because what they showed us facing mostly was like small mini bosses, like robots and bugs and stuff.
Yeah,
so they didn't really show. Yeah, that's fine. They just didn't do no what's the name for, which was kind of I can appreciate it because it sets its tone, right? It definitely gets this little taste of what we're going to get. They did a good job with the force powers again, execution. The deflex and parry system looks on point.
Yes.
Now, one thing I also talked about too when I was watching, I was like, okay, please tell me they had the ability for you to deflect, like bolts back at the stormtroopers, and you can do that with ease. So they definitely, they won me over with that. I was like, this is good.
Yeah, and that was on Xbox. So shout out to Xbox. They that's the first time we saw gameplay. So Xbox flexing their muscles. I mean, I'm getting it on PC.
You think they missed an opportunity with that?
What's that?
With that game, with that Star Wars game? You think they could have showed that at their event? Like started off with it?
Oh, I would have done that, but that's EA's got probably like, well, Sony. I mean, Microsoft's got marketing rights, so. But yeah, I would have showed it on the big stage. But I just like the fact they had gameplay. I mean, because that's what E3 used to be. They used to show you the game. They would show you the gameplay. Then they would have a release date. And we've gotten away from that. That's why when people are like, well, Microsoft won E3, I'm like, for what? They didn't hardly show no gameplay. And then the gameplay they showed wasn't even on their titles. It was on multiplats.
Yeah, that is very, very true. So I'm just going to be looking at their show today, like very, very closely. Obviously, Sony's not there, so this can either go one or two ways. Yeah. This show is either going to focus on the studios that they bought and have a good chunk focus on the multiplats, or it's going to be all multiplats, like from third party wise. And they're just going to show a few games that we kind of already knew about or they hinted. And tell you right now, if they go that cheap, predictable route, which I just said, this is not going to save E3 because E3 right now is looking pretty miserable.
Well, did Ubisoft have their conference already?
I don't know. I don't think I saw it. I'm not sure.
Because that's the one I'm really looking forward to. Is their conference. So, I mean, that's the one I really, really want to watch. Fatal, do you know? Has Ubi shown theirs, or did we just miss it, or is it tomorrow? I mean, is Fatal still there? Is he
sorry. I'm typing. I'm talking to my mom on my phone. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
What was the question?
Do you know if Ubisoft's conference is today or tomorrow? Have they went
Tomorrow.
already? Okay, it's tomorrow. Okay. And P Rock, Porter Rock, I sent you the link. So it's in the 60 frames no lag line there, but I'll send another one to you. So to try to get him on. He was like, "Damn, can I get a link?" So yeah. So what are you all looking forward to the most today? I mean, because Bethesda goes after Microsoft. Everybody's got to remember that. So what are we looking forward to with Bethesda?
Bethesda is not really going to do much for me. I mean, I'm happy that they're there and whatnot. It's not going to do much for me, though. I mean, after the Google Stadia thing, which kind of, and again, this is why I'm kind of a little pissed off that I'm on vacation because I could have really dived into that. But I think everybody's pretty much dropped their videos and made good points on it, you know, the Stadia thing. Because the price point that they want for that, $120.
Yeah, 129. 129. Yep. Comes with hold on, I got it here. Comes with Chrome Ultra, 3 months of whatever they're calling
3 months of the service.
Wait, Craig. Wait, hold on, Craig. You actually bought that Stadia crap?
Yeah. About the Founders Edition.
Fucking pity your soul, sir.
Well, look, it's got Destiny 2 at 60 frames a second.
Who gives a shit?
The consoles are at 30. I'll be able to play Assassin's Creed, all the Assassin's Creeds that are going to come to it, 60 frames a second. And so I'm just going to try it. Worst case scenario, it's trash, and I take it back to the store.
I don't know though, Greg, because they were acting very shady. I don't know if Fatal noticed this. Did you notice they disabled the ratings on the video and comment section?
Yeah, I was reading about that on Reddit. Yeah, they did that for a reason, man.
Yeah,
there was a lot of dislikes.
Or sorry, well, either they're not very I would say committed to their product, or they don't have no faith like the way they're hyping it up to be, because if you're disabling likes, dislikes, and all this, obviously something's fishy on this. So.
Oh well, yeah, I guess that could be true. But my whole point is that the 60 frames and the fact that Google getting in, Jim Ryan, the CEO of Sony, has admitted that that's one of the reasons. I mean, one of many that they went to Azure Cloud, because Google getting in there is, like I said, it's shaking people. I mean, people are shook.
Yeah, they got the foundation. They showed that early on that they're probably the closest in terms of getting, to their goal. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Google, it comes down to the user, right? They got to get their internet services out there to everybody.
Yeah, their fiber one. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, their fiber, Google Fiber.
Yeah, Google Fiber. Once Google Fiber gets everywhere, that's what they're trying to really push. They're trying to push that long haul, and they're not there yet. Google Fiber isn't necessarily everywhere. Just like Verizon Files is not every single where.
True. True.
So the moment these particular services, these internet offerings are everywhere, then they're really going to be, they're going to be set, because, they already built their infrastructure for it. And just, again, I just think a lot of people, I think Bullet Hell Honey said it best. She said a lot of people are really jumping the gun and are really overhyping it. Now, we talked about this numerous times. We talked about this whole situation involving streaming. It's going to happen eventually, but right now, I don't think it's the proper time. I just don't.
Well, I mean, go ahead, brother.
I was just going to say real quick, what's going to happen if you bring your laptop to McDonald's and use Mickey D's Wi-Fi connection to play Stadia? That's going to be fucking bad.
Well, if I go to McDonald's, I'm not taking Stadia. I'm taking my appetite and where the hell's my fry?
Yeah, but I'm saying like a lot of people go to a lot of these restaurants. They bring their phones and they bring their laptops and whatnot. Yep. So when they're doing eating lunch and shit, they can do whatever, right?
Yep, kids might fall into the gimmick and believe what they see advertised on TV and probably try to do it. Yeah, kids.
Stadia is gonna suck ass, man.
I mean, I'm not going to use it except in the house. I'm going to use the 4K 60 mode.
And
the 1080p mode.
So. What did they say? 4K 60 or 4K with just 30 megabits a download? Is that what they said?
35.
So 65 hours, 1 terabyte. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, I don't have a cap. I don't have a data cap in my city. So I'm
believe me, I'm sure you'll get that soon.
In terms of being field tested, that has to really be field tested, because I don't believe it.
And that's another thing when it comes to streaming too, there, Craig. That's another thing when it comes to streaming as well. Sorry. But I've also noticed when it comes to streaming, man, like you're gonna have like a lot of these actual internet providers probably taking advantage of that, dude. Will start slapping on either coming out with like bundles that are gonna be more higher priced, but designed for that kind of shit, or they're gonna slap on fucking ridiculous like freaking bandwidth caps, dude.
Yeah, you'll have it all from higher price bundles to them offering probably a new service altogether. You know, like they do a Fatal where they offer cable, your channels, plus the internet. They're going to go with more like a premium higher tier one where they go, oh, yeah, you get HD channels and probably an extra 20 gig, you know what I'm saying? 20 megabits upload. That's what they'll do. Yeah, definitely. This is something that will lead to that. And again, this is just, I don't know. We're not ready. We're just not ready for this right now.
Well, you're not ready. See, that's what I'm hearing from people. We're not ready. We're not ready. Look, the same people who said streaming was trash just 4 years ago are now saying it's the savior. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Google, I was on 60 frames no lag. Shout out to Porter Rock. I did send him a link. Hopefully he jumps on. I said if Google gets in, it's over because their competitor is Microsoft. I mean,
hey, Craig.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know how you claim that like people are not ready and stuff. That were you ready when you tested out on live on PC a long time ago?
What now? Tested
on live before Sony bought them out. Bought that company that was actually I think it was a company that was making online.
I never tried that.
Did you ever try that?
No.
Then you ain't ready yourself, sir.
Well, probably not. I mean, to me, I'm just gonna try it. Worst case scenario is that all right. I got mine at Best Buy. So at worst case scenario, I get it. It's trash. I have 15 days with it. I'll take it back on the 14 days. I mean, it's trash. I want 129 back. And then I'll say, well, just give me a gift card and I'll keep Google Chromecast. You know, because that's on Black Friday. Chromecast is always what $39.99, the ultimate one. It's either $39 or $49. So I'll be fine. But you know, as I said, worst case scenario is that it's trash. But I don't blame people. I always say give new tech 60 to 90 days to get the fail rate out because they have to report a fail rate to the FCC, Federal Communication Board. They have to.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the future that's being hyped up here is a future where us gamers are at the mercy of our internet service providers.
Well, that's true.
Blame the goddamn casuals, damn it. Blame the goddamn casuals.
Well, what you got to do is take the numbers to your internet company.
We got Carlos in here with his hat tilted.
Yeah, take the numbers to your internet company and say, Google has just announced this new gaming device. Look at these numbers. This is per Google. Am I qualified to get this or should I wait? And they'll tell you yes or no. They flat told me, yeah. They're like, yeah, you're fine. They were like, yeah, you're at 100. So, you know, I don't know, 100 up, 1,000 down, whatever. They're like, you should be fine. So I'll have no problem with the speed. Now I just have to get the device. So.
Yeah, but the problem that I see mostly here is just the data cap.
Well, I don't have a cap.
Hey, they're talking. Oh.
I don't have one.
Not everything is unlimited.
Well, like I said, I'm
unlimited, bro.
I'm going unprotected, baby. I ain't got no cap on. I'm going raw, no condom. So my point is that it's 60 frames a second. And so with them doing this with Jim Ryan, the CEO of Sony, saying, putting in print 4K 60 on the PS5, we now know the PS5 will do 60 frames a second. That's per the president of the company. That also confirms what Lou Wappa, shout out to my source, Lou Wappa told me he saw. He saw Sony's games running at 60 frames a second. He didn't know what the graphics processing was. He said clearly they were over 60 on what he saw. And
Craig,
he saw three.
I swear to God, Craig. I swear to God, that guy is like your imaginary friend, bro.
No, it's my AMD store. He's the one who told me to buy AMD stock at $19, and now we're up to close to $28 a share. It's the one that told me. So it's just, he's a good source, and he's the one that told me to stay the hell away from the video because they're contracting, and that's why I keep showing those stock quotes online. Those are actual quotes from the market. Like, yeah, NVIDIA is losing money. They're losing value. So something's happening. It's a trend over there. So
I don't know, man. It's a lot to take in. It really is a lot to take in right now.
I don't disagree with that. But anybody?
I don't know. I really don't. Like I can see where people are excited for, right? You know, you can do X amount of things, but right now, I mean, nah, man.
That's why it's only $5. Okay, that makes sense now.
What's only $5?
Game Pass on PC, because it's actually part of Game Pass Ultimate. So if you buy Game Pass Ultimate, yeah, you get access to the PC version of Game Pass as well.
Well, I mean, again, I got it for $1.
Oh no, I can get Ultimate right now for $1 myself.
Oh, it's all right. Is that what I have?
That's right. Look at Game Pass. See how Game Pass has become a thing, right?
Yep.
Notice how Game Pass has become more or less an excuse. If a game is bad, what do they say, Fatal?
What, they put it on fucking Game Pass?
Well,
Monster Hunter's on there. Monster Hunter World came up there fucking a couple weeks ago. And
yeah,
that game
but
is
I'm saying when a game launches, that's trash and gets ridiculously low.
Oh, well, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
there's been a lot of indie games that launch up there too as well that are actually not fucking trash at all.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
Microsoft is the only company so far that hasn't really been putting up like that very good of games, I guess, fucking as of late.
Yeah. No, but that was just my point was basically the excuse will be, you know, if they drop terrible games on Game Pass, right? You always have somebody say, well, it's only $1.
Well, that is true. That is true. That's what I'm going to say.
Y'all missed this. Remember, it was $10, right? It was going to be the future, right? It was going to be the big thing. What did Big Phil do? Phil changed that shit to $1. He's like, you know, we're going to just go for the 96 or 40 million. That's what he went for it. And now he's putting on PC. Now he's trying to go for $1 billion. You know, and it's actually a smart move on his point. $1, you can't go wrong with $1 for what it's offering, especially if it has, you know, the games that matter. This is why he's heavily advertising Gears of War 5 going strictly to PC. This is why Steam is now basically going to be the main option right now because they're abandoning their own Windows store. And
no, that's not true.
I don't think they're abandoning it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put it right.
Well, gentlemen. But I'm saying in terms of like they handle Game Pass, like the way they handle Game Pass, their majority of their games are going to have that option for Steam. They're not just going to just drop their.
No, they're not. I don't think they will. No, see, I don't think they will. I think Game Pass will only be in the Windows store. Now the games will still be on Steam, but it's for them to buy because that group. I didn't know there were Steam fanboys. I guess there are. There's
a lot of them.
These people are just moist. But at the end of the day,
no. These are not Steam fanboys. They're game launcher fanboys. Let's get it correct.
Pull the rod. Go ahead.
That concept blew my mind. When I saw them arguing with Epic, I'm like, you guys are arguing over free launchers on the same hardware.
Thank you.
Like granted, you know, one launcher may be better than the other, but it's only a couple of games you're talking about. It's not the end of the world. Some of these people are like, oh, you know, they don't got the features like game gifting. I'm like, you don't even buy your own games. You be fucking illegally downloading them. So what the fuck?
Or getting a bunch of games through Humble Bundle.
Yeah, I'm like,
or pirating.
Sounds like some girl I used to go out with.
And the funny part is, these guys, like a lot of these dudes, maybe they just started gaming this gen. But I remember when Origin first came out, right? And EA took away the next Battlefield that was coming out. It was exclusive to Origin. PC gamers were pissed about that, right? So this whole thing of, well, Epic's taking exclusives that don't belong to them. It would have been okay if it was their game. I would have called bullshit. I'm like, bullshit. You still would have complained. I remember when Steam was first introduced with Valve, PC gamers were pissed over that because they thought Valve was trying to take over their games, lock them behind an environment, fucking DRM everything. They weren't even happy with Steam when it first came out. None of them were. You know, They just bitch over anything new that's presented on PC. Anything new, they'll bitch. And then after 3-4 years, they'll love it, and then they'll use it against console players. Oh, we got in 4 or 5 years, we got Epic Games Store.
That's exactly what they do. That's exactly what the fuck they do.
Oh, man.
You know, we got the best version of Fortnite too, bitches. Like, what? I've seen this movie before. I seen this movie before. They're gonna do it.
That's the sequel. That's going to be inbound soon.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah,
throw.
y'all know the quarterback up extra early. I'll tell you why. Y'all know why he's up extra early.
No,
It's not early. It's not early.
It's 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. here.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that different time zone. Damn, I forgot. It's early over here because.
Calm down, Ryan. Calm down.
Yeah, but after a night of drinking with my wife, I did just wake up like 2 hours ago. I was like,
Oh shit!
And I finally caught Greg's tweet. I got him.
Yes. Yeah, you got
it. Yo, sometimes I purposely think he avoids me or something.
Oh no!
I saw the tweet. Got you, bitch.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
we're looking forward to on that event though. Like I know you saw Twitter. Twitter has been a cesspool. You got Game Mega taking shots. Like, what you think Microsoft going to show today?
Oh man, I don't know, man. At this point, when it comes to Microsoft, I'll be honest. I hope they have a good show.
That's what I said.
Because it would be great for gaming. It'll be great for multi-platform owners. You know, PC gamers, Xbox gamers, and future fucking xCloud stream gamers. You know.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm gonna temper my expectation because here's the thing. I don't think Microsoft got the right people in their publishing sectors to truly know, hey, these are what great games are.
What you talking about? The game
like Matt Booty. I don't know if Shannon Loftus is there. I don't think they got the right people.
Matt Booty just gave you the game of the century. That game just had that game has Twitter lit right now.
What?
Bleeding Edge.
Twitter? I mean, Minecraft.
Bleeding Edge.
Oh, Bleeding Edge on that. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I think that game was already in development by Ninja Theory, but I personally think that was the game that sold Microsoft to get Ninja Theory. I think if Ninja Theory would have presented them another single player game, I don't think Microsoft would have bought that studio.
Yeah,
I think that was the pitch that helped them. But sure, I have a feeling Ninja Theory will still make single player games, but I think that game is what gave Microsoft the confidence. Hey, let's sign on Ninja Theory so they can finish this project because this literally fits Game Pass.
So, the question of the day is: do you think we'll see? The question of the day is: do you think we'll see the second team here and it will be single player?
No, it's gonna be. Wait till next week 3. I'm already.
They might tease it.
I mean, I ain't lie. It's not far fetched.
The reason why I don't think they'll tease it is because you don't want to outshine another project your own team is doing in the same studio. You understand what I'm saying? Ninja 3 wants to give Bleeding Edge. They want to give Bleeding Edge some shine. Whether we like it or not, somebody's gonna like it.
I think this idea with Bleeding Edge, I think, was basically what they were working on a long time ago. That Razor game that they actually had that they canceled.
Yeah.
I think that game, Microsoft saw that and then they just told them to or they just decided to make something like similar to it, but just like make it their own.
Yeah.
I mean, but why do you all think? Because I saw the damage control. I mean, it was just. I came home and my computer was wet from all the moisture from the damage control. Why do you all think there's damage control for it? I mean, I'm not saying the game's trash. I ain't played the game.
It's because people wasn't expecting a multiplayer online game.
All right, one at a time. Porter Rock, go ahead and start.
Who said that? Who said that they weren't expecting a multiplayer game?
I did.
Yeah, great point. Because that's exactly it. When Microsoft, acquired Naughty Dog, not a single game.
Ninja Theory, not Naughty Dog.
Naughty. I can keep saying Naughty Dog. Ninja Theory. Not a single gamer last year said, "Hey, I can't wait to see if they come out with a multiplayer game." Everybody across, it doesn't matter what platform you rock, PC, Nintendo, whatever. Everyone thought that this was the first step in Microsoft pushing for bigger studios to push for single player experiences. Everyone thought that. Every single one of us. And then they acquired Obsidian, another single-player developer. So this looked like it was a map for Microsoft to build their single-player portfolio. And so for a whole year, up until this point, we had that expectation. And then the leak dropped, which completely shattered what we were expecting.
Everyone's expectations, yeah.
Lowered expectations.
This is not even a lowered expectation. This is like completely. This would be like Naughty Dog creating a racing game next gen.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily oppose to that, honestly.
It's completely out of the
I
box.
wouldn't oppose to that.
Oh shit!
A Naughty Dog racing game that would actually be pretty fucking fire, man.
You know what? Someone eject this guy.
bro.
Ejecto, cuz. No, I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying? It's like a shocker. Like, wait a minute, what? Like, it was completely out of bounds. You know what I mean? It's out of different, and that shocked the hell out of me because I'm not interested. Like, how many more free to play, low level 4-on-4 battle arenas are we gonna get that really doesn't do anything different? I mean, people talk about single player games don't do different. Yeah. These games don't do nothing different.
I mean,
they try to compare it to the Predator game. They try to compare it to that Predator game. I'm like, look, I'm going to play the Predator game as the Predator.
It's
let's just be honest.
The Predator skin.
Yeah.
let's just be honest, fellas. What's the most overly saturated form of gaming right now on the market?
It's multiplayer, man.
Multiplayer
shooters,
which are shooter looters, battle royale style games, and co-op, versus, and it's like, why would you bring something out that people are already getting, like really getting tired of seeing? I mean, Fortnite, people just got really tired of playing Fortnite. You don't even hear as much of a Fortnite emphasis in any of the gaming news.
Well, that game is part of our culture now. They were playing that in Avengers Endgame. That's like
I know. But in terms of the enthusiasm of the gamer,
I see. Yeah.
You understand? Like, the gamer themselves, they really are getting tired of these battle royale style, no campaign driven games. It's getting, like, even me myself, I played Fortnite for a little while, but then I was like, wait, what's the whole point of playing this shit where there's nothing else to do than just run around building up fucking forts and staying there camping, shooting people, and then that's it. You die, you're over. That's it. Like, where's the emphasis of character details? Each character has a unique story backline, right? So why don't you just incorporate something that can actually prolong the playability of the game?
Yeah.
You know what I think is, and this is sad, but I think they're trying to capture an easy market. Because let's be honest, this game is not going to be a $60 game. We all know it's going to be pushed as a Game Pass game. This may be Microsoft's first free-to-play game, one or the other, right? So when you have these low, cheap games, what's the real intent? The real intent is to get the people who can't buy their own games, primarily kids and teenagers, because they can't buy $60 games. They usually have to, ask their moms or do something, right? But a free-to-play game or a cheap game, they could easily get, right? So the hook is get these huge audience to just get the game, right? And where you make the money is through goddamn microtransactions. Stupid shit. The dance, the t-shirt, right? So that way the 11-year-old kid, Mom, can you get me a $10 Xbox Live card? Sure, it's only $10. Mom buys it, gives it to them, and guess what they do with the $10? They don't go out and purchase a DLC or an indie game. No, they buy a fucking t-shirt or gun.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, it's strategic marketing in their part.
I don't think it's going to be a free-to-play game, because then that will eliminate the fact of it being on Game Pass. I think it's going to be the same price as what Hellblade fucking dropped at, $30.
Oh, $30? Yeah. I mean,
remember, this is a middle market studio, so I mean, So I'm not really expecting them to come out with a grand scale AAA game within less than a fucking year after they got acquired by Microsoft.
Yeah.
So I think that's the hook. How many kids get $60 PSN cards, Xbox Live cards, and they don't buy a game? They spend it all on Fortnite.
Yeah,
all of it. Every single. Think about it. Most of these kids who dump money in Fortnite could have bought like 10 games.
Facts.
That's true.
But they didn't.
That's very true. That's like very true.
Fortnite, their revenue is almost like people buying 10, 12 games a year.
That's that mobile market fucking technique.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
All right, now, let me ask
all these games, but they don't, because they want to buy a stupid dance and then talk about it in school.
I can picture that conversation going down well.
Oh, true story. Out here, right in Germany, right? Right here on the military base, the high school or the middle schools, whatever. The biggest sport out here is soccer. Obviously, is Europe, right? So I have a coworker, right? He coaches the team, right? He had a coworker and another coworker of mine. Their sons is on the team, right? My coworker's son was supposed to play defense, but he's out there doing the Fortnite, that little arms where you shift from your hip left and right. And the ball went right past him and stuff, but all the kids are looking at him dancing. They completely forgot about the game. And the coach was mad. He benched all of them. And he's looking at me, right? He's looking at me, right? He's from Africa, but he's in the Marine Corps. He's looking at me. What the fuck is this? What the fuck are they doing? And I'm there. Like all the older parents didn't realize what was going on. I think I was the only one that realized they're doing Fortnite. So I don't know if I had pride or if I was ashamed, because none of the adults knew what was going on, right?
Yo,
I was the only one to be like, oh shit!
My son, bro. My son, I could vouch for that as well. My son has the biggest enthusiasm with all the Fortnite dances. He literally every single party that we have gone to, or the get-togethers that we have at my place, he has danced every single freaking dance move from the Fortnite character.
And he has a down pat.
Every dance move?
Like every dance move, bro.
And he has a down pat.
Down pat.
You know it's bad when that shit's in commercials. You know them Universal Studios commercials? Dude, the kids dancing with the fucking characters doing that shit.
Yo, I didn't know that. Oh, that's terrible.
I'm telling you, these kids, they could have 20 games a whole year within the year, but they don't. Anytime you give them, like if you have a kid, right, and you want them to play games, you have to buy it directly for them. Don't give them the money. Because you put $60 in their hands, that shit's going to Fortnite. Like if the kid goes, can you give me $60 for what? Spider-Man? I'm gonna get you Spider-Man. I'm gonna buy it directly. On the way to Spider-Man, you're gonna spend it on Fortnite. That shit ain't happening. But that's just how, and that's what a lot of these companies want to do. This is why I'm an advocate of Sony not going that route. Because I'm sorry, money is the root of all evil. Sony would do it too. If they get a taste of that shit, if they make a free-to-play multiplayer.
I said the same shit when what's the name said that gaming is niche.
Why do you think they're gonna push more?
Yeah, I said the same shit when one of the execs said that console gaming is niche. I'm like, why you belittling the thing that's keeping you up?
That pissed me off, man.
That pissed me off too. People said I was overreacting. I'm like, no, I'm being realistic here. If they're calling it niche, then they're obviously looking at another, they're looking at another possibility of expanding beyond that shit.
Well, it is niche because there's 2 billion people playing games. They
mean anything, Craig. So, most of those people don't care. Like those 2 billion people going after is my wife.
Well, I understand.
She ain't want no goddamn God of War. She ain't
so the hardcore people are niche compared to the outstanding majority. So you are niche.
In the context of God of War, right? And let's take God of War for example. Are we niche or are we the majority when it comes to that game?
That game is made for the hardcore. Yeah,
we are the majority.
Yeah, we're the minority.
That game. We the ones that want God of War. My wife is part of a 2 billion group that don't care about God of War.
I agree. Yeah, but she likes to Candy Crush and Tetris, and that's
sales of the game tell you it right off the bat. How many did it sell, Porter Rock? 10 million, right?
10 million. Mm-hmm.
How many consoles are sold worldwide? 96 million. There you go.
Yeah. Insane. We want God of War. We want The Last of Us.
Yeah, well, they know that. Yeah, they're not making The Last of Us and God of War and Spider-Man to be on the go. That's
Spider-Man did ridiculously well, but again, Spider-Man only caters to what? A certain demographic of people who want that.
Well, two. It caters to the comic book people and the video game.
That's what I said. It caters to certain demographics. So
no, you're right about that. The biggest hold on, Porter. Let me ask Big Cloud. Why do you think I didn't get his opinion? Why do you think there's so much damage control when it comes to the Ninja Theory game?
I mean, we said it perfectly. Like, again, we've been oversaturated with multiplayer games. Everybody wants something new. We want that next. We basically want Microsoft to have an answer for The Last of Us. A single player.
That's not going to happen.
We want that type of thing. They bought all these studios, right? They said these studios have unlimited budget. Remember that shit? Unlimited budget. Yeah. There's no holding them back. We letting them express their creativity.
That was never actually said. That was just like
well, you get what I'm saying. There's
there's no bullshit. They're not holding them back. They're letting them, really create their future, right? If you're letting them create the fucking future, why are we still seeing the same shit with multiplayer games? We should be seeing more variety out here.
Rinse and repeat method.
Yeah. Why are we doing this? Not every single game needs multiplayer. We've already established this numerous times.
I remember last generation. I remember last generation when everybody wanted fucking multiplayer to be in every fucking game.
That's true.
Now this generation, nobody wants it anymore, man.
Yeah, a lot of games were half-assed. We were mostly getting oversaturated with Call of Duty and shit. I do agree. I do remember that.
And I think that with the emphasis of microtransactions and pay to win and for perspective in multiplayer games, that really put the nail in the coffin for certain gamers. Because come on, man, you're spending almost over $60 for a deluxe game, yet you only get minimal amount of items within the game itself. So that in its incentive itself, it actually made people think, okay, why are we doing this instead of you guys giving us more if we're paying for this? So in a sense, it kind of makes sense for people to draw away from the multiplayer aspect of every single game that has come out within the past couple of years and head towards more the traditional single player aspect of gaming. Because at the end of the day, games like Dead Space, it was a single player experience, but you had DLC content that if you wanted to buy, you could buy it. You didn't necessarily need it in order to progress in the game.
Oh, dog, why'd you have to say Dead Space? We could have got Dead Space yesterday, but they bullshitted us the
yeah. You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me that.
Someone needs to get those guys from Visceral Studios.
Like,
they need to hire them and just rename it.
How many times that game been fucking teased in like Battlefield? Y'all remember the marker was on maps and shit like that? How many times that game been teased? And you mean to tell me the only game you got to show on your show is fucking Star Wars that outshines everything else? That's it?
Which I didn't have a problem with Star Wars. I mean, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so me seeing that was perfect. It is canon. It is canon. So that's
come on, Craig. You're disappointed that the Mass Effect trilogy remaster wasn't announced. Come on.
Yes, I'm mad as hell about that. But, you're right about that. But I can do that on PC. I got my own version of remaster.
Even I would have bought that at that shit.
Right. I was mad as hell about that shit. Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that.
Instead we got FIFA on rooftops. That was one of the
FIFA's biggest sports game.
Is that the new feature now? That's going to be the new FIFA.
Yeah, you get to play like.
I didn't watch any of the EA stuff. I just watched that trailer for Star Wars.
I mean, it's like, man, moved on with my life. But they got Sims is real popular. Didn't they show an expansion of the Sims?
Yeah, but the Sims, man, is like we need something different.
I'm gonna tell you, Sims. While it's a very popular game, 90% of people who play it don't even know what E3 is. Wrong audience.
You're right.
I'm not saying the game is bad. It makes money, but you got to know who. It's kind of like when Blizzard announced Diablo for phones. The people who play that don't go to BlizzCon. They were mad as hell. When the dude walked on, he's like, "Is this an April Fool's joke?"
Yeah, I saw that. That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
But he was being real. He's like, Do you not know who your audience is? This is not the place for that. You don't got those people here. The Sims players aren't there.
That's something that should be emphasized
on Snapchat or Facebook. They're there.
Yeah, like social media outlets.
There.
Yeah,
I mean, social media outlets is the best place to advertise mobile-based advertisements because a lot of people interact with their mobile phones.
Yeah.
On a big stage like that, where you have upon 10,000 people in a room, and you're telling them, "Listen, do you guys use your phones for games at all?" Like, people are gonna look at you and be like, "Listen, man, I'm about to smack the shit out of you for even saying this redundant shit right now, because it doesn't make no sense." I wanted to see something that's gonna entice me as a consumer, and furthermost, as a fan of your game. Don't try to.
EA is going to come with FIFA and Madden every year. It's just a matter of
I don't care. I don't care because that's always going to be EA's bread and butter since the early '90s. It's always going to be Madden.
But if we're talking about the stream, just by the attachment rate of the stream, it goes like this, right? They had 50,000 people watching, right, Craig? When Star Wars was played, 50,000 people were watching. After Star Wars showing was done and they got into that boring Apex Legends discussion, they lost like 10,000 people.
Well, yeah, because those people,
they
had to upload their podcast because a lot of people from the Star Wars community was watching that. They were wanting to see what this game was going to be about.
Majority of people there, the majority of the audience started to check out because there was nothing there aside from just that Star Wars game.
Well, that's true. Nothing. No, you're right about that. I'm not going to deny that.
Nothing else. Keep in mind they have Visceral. They disbanded Visceral Games, but they still have the talent there, right? So why isn't there a Dead Space being made? Especially when you hinted at Dead Space numerous times in Battlefield.
Well, you know they said that Dead Space was too hard. People complained that Dead Space was too hard back in the day.
I don't know. Dead Space was fun as hell, man.
I'll say this. I think Dead Space will probably find more success this gen than it did last gen. Even though I think it was successful last gen, I think it will really blow up because for some reason, there is a fever for single-player games, I think more than ever. Because gamers woke up and saw that it's being taken away. Yeah. A lot of gamers are fighting back with their money. They're buying these single player games. If you come out with a good single player game, gamers are buying it. I mean, look at fucking what is it? Neo. It sold like 4 million.
Really? Yeah. That game sold
I never thought that game would sell 4 million.
Wow. That game is legendary, man.
It's
4 million for Neo. That's incredible.
Bloodborne. Yeah, it's like Bloodborne, but it's got more to it.
That Team Ninja game sold more than any of the Ninja Gaidens.
Wow.
That's incredible. I'm not saying that Ninja Game is bad. I'm just saying there is a fever for great single-player content. And I think a game like Dead Space would have blew the hell up more than look at God of War. God of War's 10 million. It never did 10 million before. It doubled in sales.
Well, I bought that God of War. I mean, I can't go back and play the old ones now because of this one. It's kind of like, why would I? First of all, he's not the God of War. That's Ares. They gotta come up with something.
Man,
better,
did you not play God of War?
Yeah, he didn't play the first one, man.
Craig, we had this combo already.
Bro, once that
spoiler, fuck it. Craig's gonna learn the hard way. He kills Ares and takes over as a God of War. He killed him.
Woman killed Ares. I saw.
No, that's DC universe.
Listen, we're not talking about no damn DC universe right now, man. We're talking about Santa Monica universe.
We're talking about Earth 139, not Earth 52.
Wrong Earth. God of War. He ain't no still God of War. Ares.
There's an Earth where Wonder Woman's a Nazi, okay? Man. Stop it.
He killed the god of war.
He ain't gonna kill Ares. He ain't gonna kill no Ares.
Bro, that sword.
He killed everybody.
Kratos singing.
Wait. Did you play God of War 3, Craig?
No, he didn't. No.
I'm about to say, if you play God of War 3, they literally show you Ares in ice at the very start. Y'all remember he's on the level? It says here's the rubber.
Yeah, right in the beginning, right after you get off of Gaia's arm, where you have to literally climb up Mount Olympus.
Can somebody game give the remasters to Craig, please? And then force him to stream it.
Craig, you need a PS2, man, because I still got the whole original collection in my library as well.
We're gonna have to force Craig to stream God of War 1, 2, and 3 live.
I don't want to stream that after what we just saw. I mean,
we're tired of you playing Mass Effect.
Better yet.
Let's Mass Effect streams.
Let's make it easy for Craig. Download the PS2 emulator on your computer, and then you can play all the games.
Yeah, and you got your IT degree, so we know you know how to do that.
Yeah.
So you can't say you don't know how to do that. You got an IT degree.
Number 21 in my class out of 20 people. I was number 21. I'm just sitting back
there. So the sad part is the first 20 play God of War. You didn't.
Well, because God of War. Oh, shit. There's Ares. I pulled up God of War. It's going to say Ares. That's what it's going to say. Okay. Who is the God of War?
Video game wise, Kratos.
Porter Rock's right though. Porter Rock said it's happening on different Earth. All right, you can have it. Yeah,
hit him with the multiverse.
Yeah, it's a multiverse there. I can see you did. He's like, all right, that's good. Yeah, you go to history class. You go to a history class and you type in who's the God of War, and
it's gonna be Ares. It's gonna be Ares.
But hey, who knows? In another multiverse Earth, you type in, it could say Kratos.
Well, that's right.
That's
You're
the
right.
beauty of the multiverse.
You can have credit. Give me 0.5 on that one. I got you.
I'll give you a 2.5.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
To our okay.
God of War came out 1, 2, and 3, PlayStation originals. Everybody was on the 360 playing Mass Effect. That's what you played on that 360. So, and everybody played.
You played a lot of shit, man. It was a great console. Great console.
Yeah, well, it's arguably one of the best. All right. So,
I mean,
what is your prediction for the T? Because Microsoft has got to announce the T flop today because Sony has put them in that position. Sony has danced around and it's like taking a girl out to get her something nice to eat and walking her to the door. They never unveiled the power of their Navi-based GPU.
Well, the rumor is that they're going to show everything, but again, that's a rumor, so take that as.
What do you think? We're doing predictions. What do you think the T flop is? And do you think it's going to be a Navi GPU? And or do we get confirmation today that Navi is a Sony?
Tell you the truth, though, we've already established this. We already have pretty much proof of this, right? That it really doesn't matter if Microsoft has the power advantage or not.
I know. We're not talking about that. You're right. I'm just asking, how powerful do you think it'll be?
Let's go back to Google Stadia. What do they have to beat? 10.7, right?
Yeah. So it's more than 10.
10.7. So it's more than 10. So it's probably 14, it's probably 12, it's probably 13. You never know. So
what do you think? I'm not gonna hold you to it. I'm just saying, what do you think?
I think if they really want to go with this because remember they keep talking about premium, right? There's going to be two models. There's going to be a lower model and there's going to be a higher premium model. So maybe 14, maybe 15 for the premium. Maybe. Who knows?
14 to 15, that would make it more powerful than a Vega 64. It would be. I mean, I don't know about the 1080s or like the 2070s, but the Vega 64 is what, 13 or right at 13, something like that. What do you think, Carlos?
I mean, I'm just gonna put it this way. If it's actually powerful enough to surpass what they're claiming, then yes, we're gonna have the same repeat of this generation. But my thing is, right, with all that processing power, I better see some freaking good single-player games coming to the Xbox Anaconda. I don't want to hear the same rinse and repeat. Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2. Give me a freaking game that was to be like Scalebound that really showcases the power narrative. Don't just,
That game hurt my feelings when it got canceled. I got my Xbox One S on Tuesday. They canceled that shit. I saw Porter Rock stream talking about they canceled Scalebound, and I'm pissed. That's what Porter Rock
that was one of the turning points for me when they announced the cancellation of that game. Because I was looking forward to saying, you know what, I might just buy the One X just to play this game because it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But once they actually went the other route and said, you know what, let's can this, and then we're gonna give you State of Decay 2. I was like, you know what, I'm done with it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
As of right.
Hold on, breaking news. Now, I got some news breaking here. Mm-hmm. The cloud is more powerful than 4 2080 Ti's.
There we go.
Let me go ahead and get it before what's the name still. You already know his ass gonna go Iron Wolf fast.
Yeah. Shout out to
Iron Wolf, man. We're gonna rock here. Yo, shout out, Iron Wolf was my Neo buddy. Titans. We were playing the hell out of that together. Co-oping and Neo. Yeah, Iron Wolf played the hell out of that. Me and him. So
you know what's the sad part about it, fellas, right now? Like a couple of days ago, I had to literally give up on the Xbox. Like literally gave up on it. I literally gave up. So much that I gave up that I gave the Xbox One, my original Xbox OG one, to my son. My son is the current owner of my original Xbox One. Reasons being is because there's not plenty of games that I can actually play on the thing. I mean, I've beaten Halo 5.
You can play Elite Dangerous. I'll play Elite Dangerous with you.
I could play it on PC as well. So that there's the answer.
Yeah. Well, it's 60 frames a second on the Xbox.
And I could do over 100 with my RX 580 on my PC.
But it's 4K native on the Xbox.
I can do it at 1440p, 144 frames.
So the Xbox is better. Gotcha.
This dude. Fucking Greg.
So it's like,
how powerful
like,
is the Xbox?
it's just that it's that like I lost the passion to play on the Xbox. It doesn't give me anything anymore to say, hey, I want to enjoy this. I want to buy it for this. Now with this incentive of Game Pass to PC, it's like, why am I even going to invest in the next gen if I already have made an investment? And spoiler from moi, I am actually going to build a second PC rig. This one is going to be slightly more better than the current one that I have.
What are you going to put in it?
I'm not going to say much, but me and Ryan, we've been talking, and he knows pretty much what I'm going for.
What is it?
He's going for a light show.
A light show?
It's going to be suitable for all the games that are going to be on Game Pass on PC.
Yes.
Yeah. He's going for a light show. Every game that plays will have a different color. There you go.
Really?
Yeah, damn right.
Okay, I didn't know PCs could do that. All right, Fatal, how powerful will the new Anaconda be? I'm here.
You think I give a fuck?
I'll say 2 to 3%. I'll say 2 to 3% more than the PS5, but it's not going to be that much of a difference in graphical detail between the two platforms.
Yeah, I know. It's going to do
I know Microsoft going to drop a $600 console. They know their fans are dumb enough to buy anything. Don't drop a $600 Let's be real here. They're going to drop $600 for this console.
No, not only that, people was dropping $250 for a discless console.
They were dropping $250 for a console that literally serves no purpose at all.
I don't even think that thing even fucking sold, to be honest, man.
It's crazy.
Let me ask you all. You all know.
Got Lamar Wilson unboxing every damn color variant there is.
The concept behind a discless console.
Hellblade's already on the Switch there, Craig.
Is it really?
Yeah.
When?
It came out, I think, March or April?
I don't know. So wait a minute. Hellblade by Ninja Theory, a first-party Microsoft studio, is published a game on another console.
Yes, they did.
But that's because Hellblade was already made. It was already,
I know, but it's still owned. But Microsoft still owns that studio. I get what people are saying, though. Look, people got to understand this. Microsoft, when they bought Ninja Theory, could have stopped everything. Like, you're only going to publish to our platform. Why didn't they do that?
Because they're not about that life no more. I'm telling people.
They don't Microsoft. They're not going to bring profit to their platform because of of the way things have been going for them. They're seeing that people are not satisfied with them in their games. So what better alternate route than to go at a multi-platform level and make it more relevant for them to still be in the business of gaming and console,
exactly.
Gaming and console. That's the whole purpose of this Game Pass. That is the whole purpose of going multi-plat with the emphasis of games as a service for the general, the general consumer. That is the sole reason behind all of this shit right now. It's good, but at the same time, it really takes away the identity of your console, your brand itself.
You know what really baffled me though when I gave you that list there, Craig, of all the games that are going to be on the PC Game Pass?
Which I'm impressed. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
Well, I'm not impressed because none of the Age of Empire games are up there. Rise of Nations up there.
Yeah, I was saying what's Rise of Nations,
but Age of Empire is not there. What the fuck?
Well, that doesn't mean it won't come there. All right,
no, eventually it will. But I thought for sure that would have been on that list the day that shit would have got announced, man.
Well,
but you know it's Microsoft, bro.
What exactly did I get for $1 then? What did I buy?
Go look at all that list. Go look at that list. Enjoy. Go play some shit that's not Mass Effect related.
Well, I mean, it's not Andrew, I know Hellblade wasn't published by Microsoft, but Microsoft owns the damn studio. It's like if I came in, if all these guys were a band and I signed them, I would kill every project they had and say, you're only going to now do projects for my label.
But Rock said Microsoft. That's not attitude. I already said this. It's not about that life. Microsoft is not competing. Microsoft doesn't want to compete with anybody anymore. Yeah. Right? They're taking. When you look at it, they're taking. As I said, I mentioned this a lot of times on different podcasts. This is going to be the first time on this one. They're doing exactly what they did with the Surface tablets. They have their own proprietary hardware but the actual software and services that support the hardware, everybody else uses it. Like you don't have to buy a Surface tablet. You could get a Toshiba tablet. You could go to Dell and get their, same similar tablet, whatever, and do the same thing Surface tablet does. If Microsoft was really wanted to compete with Surface tablets, they will make some of these things exclusive, but they don't because they don't care about that. Because what it is, they're not participating in the sport. They're the ones creating the trophy and handing them out to whoever wins. You understand what I'm saying? So they're not the player on the field. They're the ones that set up the stadium, create the trophies, arrange the advertisements. They're making money outside of the actual competitive event itself.
We need to address one comment, though. I see Sick. He said Microsoft simply wants to exist. Yeah, I disagree. Microsoft has completely destroyed everything. They won. They won the war. You think about it.
But they're still going to exist regardless, though, man. They've been around since the dawn of PC. So
no, you don't understand, guys. No, y'all don't understand. Exclusives are anti-consumer. They got it. They had it right since day one.
Man.
I mean, in reality, you can't lose to competition if you're not competing in the first place.
Well, that's
You
true.
can lose the race. You don't
that
have
is-
to go to 10.
They won.
That itself.
Oh, I just want to say real quick.
Go ahead, Fatal.
Go ahead.
Oh, just super quick. I just want to correct Angel Wilkins. I didn't say consoles. I said PC for Age of Empires. That's why it's not on that PC list.
Oh, okay.
Not consoles.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I like that game. I like Civilization.
Do you even know what game it is there, Craig?
Age of Empire? Isn't it like Civilization?
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Never mind, Craig. Never mind, buddy.
It is.
Oh, bless your soul, child.
Right?
No.
See, Garuda, you said they got more L's. I thought we established that they got everything. They got everything backwards. Remember, an 86 is a 96.
Yeah, it says
shit.
Age of Empires is a turn-based game where you take your empire.
But it plays
to
nothing
create.
like freaking Civilization.
But
Though.
it's the
It plays
same
nothing like
concept.
Civilization.
It's the
It's
same
ARTS.
concept.
Bless,
Okay,
you say
then,
RTS.
bless your child.
Puerto Rico.
Bless your child. Okay, God bless you.
And another good point to point out. What was Phil's greatest catchphrase from these recent past couple of interviews that he has had with MSN?
He sucks dick.
That, aside from that other bullshit, but the emphasis of reaching how many players around the world.
Yeah, billions, like 1.8 billion or some shit.
They really want to do that.
And
Yeah,
what
they do.
better way?
Insane.
And what better way? What
Yeah.
better way to do
xCloud.
it?
They're xCloud.
xCloud, native support on
Game Pass.
PC,
Yeah.
Game Pass.
And then that's another thing, like these fanboys, right? Because I call them microbots. I don't even call them Xbots no more.
Ouch.
They're microbots. They think micronomics in their brains. The thing is, right?
Micronomics. I like that word.
They want micronomics, bro, because they always want to be up in the NASDAQ stock trade and talking about profit, net worth, all this bullshit. But in reality, the thing is that Microsoft itself is a software company. So what better way of providing a better outreach to multitudes of different venues than to, advertise your services? That's another incentive that they're trying to push upon the general public. A lot of people are just, basing things on what their net worth and all this other bullshit. But in reality, they're not. They're just trying to stay in the ball, try to create, a rippling effect that will reach millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
All right, and this just broke. Konami is making a huge announcement on Tuesday.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
I don't give a shit about Konami.
Well, it could be Metal Gear. Could be a Metal Gear.
Could be Castlevania related.
No.
Nah, without Kojima, fuck that.
No.
They could kick rocks. That Metal Gear Survive could kick.
I know what it is.
I can accept maybe Castlevania or Contra.
Yeah.
But leave Metal Gear alone.
Yeah, Metal Gear Survive was the last ditch effort,
make
man.
Metal Gear Solid a fucking zombie game. Whose bright idea that was? Seriously.
They need to sell that game to Kojima.
That made
let him own it.
like Kojima's trying to recreate Metal Gear Solid's, success with Death Stranding. He's really trying to go, something new, but still, that's his shit. That's his game.
No, I already know what the announcement's going to be. It's going to be for a new pachinko machine. That's what it's going to be.
Oh
God! Oh my God! We're gonna play pachinkos.
Japan, they do.
That or it's going to be a game coming up based on that.
Oh, shit.
What does Konami have under their belt besides Metal Gear?
Contra,
Castlevania.
Zone of Enders. Zone of Enders.
Yeah, technically, but that's another Kojima game. Fuck.
Well, they really have that they can launch. That would be great.
Well, I was saying
wouldn't mind a new
before,
Castlevania.
Yeah, that would be awesome. No, but old school style, not that Lords of Dog shit one.
Oh, you said Silent Hill. Forgot about Silent Hill.
Yeah,
Silent Hill would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Didn't they fuck up? That's right. That was the one that he was working on. That demo.
Yeah, part time.
Yeah, the PT.
Yeah.
Part time.
Ironically, they made that in Dreams.
I saw that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They made that. In Dreams.
They made a segment of it. Yeah, it's crazy what they're doing in Dreams.
Yo, it's really crazy. Even first person shooters are even showing up and being demoed in Dreams.
They did a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Star Wars game. They did
Space Battle. Like they fighting, shooting, blowing up.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
Dead Space was made. They did fucking a SpongeBob level. I mean, this shit was crazy.
Not even that. Sonic. Somebody made a Sonic level as well.
Yo, I don't know how fucking these studios didn't get sued already. Just all these copyright infringements left and right.
Yeah, I don't think they care because didn't they say that was one of the big things about it? They weren't really gonna affect anybody's creativity, something like that.
I hope.
That was one of the things that I was looking forward to with Dreams, man. Was seeing the originality.
Pokemon games on that shit.
But that's one of the things, when you go on Dreams, man, it's there are some really, really interesting new original concepts in that game, but a lot of that stuff that I've seen on there is just I'm going to make Mario into a character. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'll be fun.
I like seeing originality in that game. I like seeing originality.
It'll be hilarious if they do Crackdown with better physics.
Oh my God.
That would be something, man.
Oh shit!
I know what games are you all buying this week for to support E3? I bought Game Pass, so I recommend everybody buy.
No. Craig, you already know what game I want that's going to be showing off at E3, so you already know my answer.
I know what games are you all buying. What Sony games are you guys buying?
Nothing yet.
They've got a good state of. They got a good sale going.
I gotta look through the state of play.
Yeah, to see they got a good sale going. The MLB The Show is on sale. My God, so buy that shit.
Guarantee majority of the shit on
I'm
that.
I'm not big of a baseball guy to get into that.
One of
I'm a baseball fan.
Well, they got Spider-Man
on the gaming
Spider-Man's on sale.
hiatus.
Yeah, isn't Horizon Zero Dawn $9 or something?
Yeah, that's for the.
If you haven't played that, $9.
Walmart the other day had freaking Days Gone for $10, but then they pulled it. Pricing all fucked up.
They realized it messed up. They're like, oh wait,
yeah, they messed up.
Bad.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I think they said it's supposed to be $30.
Some people walked away with that game real happy. E3 this year? Are they going to be at E3 this year? Unveiling anything?
Sony?
Who?
Capcom. Did they make a statement saying they're going to reveal anything?
You know what? I don't know.
There's rumors. There's quite a bit of rumors going around from Parasite Eve to Dino Crisis to Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
That's what I heard. It was either Dino Crisis or it's going to be Resident Evil 3.
A Parasite Eve remake would be fucking awesome.
That's
fucking awesome. Oh, hell yeah, that'd be fucking awesome.
That shit would be fantastic. No, wait, but isn't that Square Enix? That's Square Enix, though. Fuck, Square Enix made that game, not Capcom.
Well, actually, yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah,
my bad. That's my fault.
Still,
point
still.
That might actually happen though, because there was that trademark that came out for a new Parasite Eve game, which could very well be a remake.
Square Enix shows today, right, or something?
No, tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow.
Yo, that would be a huge drop.
Microsoft and Bethesda are the two that are on today.
Okay.
Yeah,
Square is a huge bomb.
I'm looking forward to Bethesda's conference the most, honestly, because I'm really curious to see how much apologies they're going to be giving their audience for fucking Fallout 70 shit.
You think they're gonna show Elder Scrolls?
Starfield, and the next Elder Scrolls.
And the next Wolfenstein.
Apparently, they got 6 games they got to show off fucking E3 this year.
I'll be honest. If they show the next Elder Scrolls, they're redeemed, unless they fuck it up.
They're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna fuck it up just like they did with Skyrim. They fucked up Skyrim pretty bad.
Skyrim 2. Oh my god.
I think
the next one. Isn't the next one supposed to be like elsewhere? I think it is or something like that.
Yeah,
isn't that where it's going now? Elsewhere.
Not though. If I see Dino Crisis, my jaw would drop. That will probably redeem.
Yeah,
that's been the biggest rumor for Capcom so far.
It's either that or Nemesis. That's been the 2 things that's been going on.
I didn't like Nemesis.
I think we're gonna see both.
They're not gonna top that.
Listen, a lot of people caught a heart attack of how hard the time was in Resident Evil 2. Then stay away from Resident Evil 3.
Piss people off.
Stay away from Resident Evil 3 because you have no idea. Imagine Tyrant that's faster with a rock with a bazooka.
Dude. My God. Oh yeah. That motherfucker's gonna be on your ass more so than Tyrant and Mr. X was.
You know, to my Porak, every time you hear that thumbs up, that was the funniest thing about watching him stream that shit. As soon as you hear the fucking footsteps, dudes just get mad quiet and scared. Like I love that shit about it.
Well, you can hear that on PlayStation. PlayStation 3, this is a black screen.
That was the biggest thing that I heard people complain about too, as well. It's like, oh, Mr. X makes this game too hard. Motherfucker, throw a flashbang and carry on with your fucking life. You done with that?
Literally the whole concept.
It's not even a flashbang. All you gotta do is just lure him into another fucking area and walk around.
Not even that. Because part of the whole reason is to run away from him. You're not supposed to fight him until the end.
And
that game was a fun plat run for me.
A lot of gamers are used to just running gun and killing everything.
But
they're not used to being dominated or losing.
Yeah, like if you never played the original Resident Evil 2 on the PS1, you will not get the concept of Mr. X. You would just think, oh, I have to kill him.
He ain't Mr. X. The real Mr. X is on X-Files. It's a black dude on X-Files.
or rather, the Titan. The Titan is more of a, it's just like the you remember in Dead Space 1 where you had to run away from a certain creature that was practically unbeatable.
Yeah. Same thing.
It's the same concept. So it's like
he's walking around with a hat and a trench coat on, right?
Bro, I would be scared of shitless if I saw some dude that tall, that buff, with a fucking trench coat and a hat looking like Al Capone.
Well, wait a minute. Because a zombie
like Al Capone.
Yeah, but I like Resident Evil 2. I beat that game. I killed those 2 lickers. I was done. I was done. That's the reason I got that game. Killed those.
Those lickers in the remake were fucking incredible.
Everything was done really well done. But I'm telling you, once you get to Nemesis, you hear that stars and he starts shooting that bazooka.
You remember too? Like this is the guy. This is the guy that can bust
they might not get it the first playthrough, like the first encounter, because the first encounter he just runs at you, like tries to claw you or not. But the second one, when he pulls out the bazooka,
I'm running. I am not gonna fight this, bro.
They're gonna be raging on that.
Oh, that dude with a bazooka. I'm like, yo, this dude's crazy.
Real talk. And you got to kill him too to get the weapon to kill him anyway. That's the sad part. So yeah.
Oh man, I hated that part so much.
Yeah, you got to kill him 3 times.
They got to come out with that remake, man. I want it badly.
It's well deserved. If there's any franchise that deserves it, it's Resident Evil. It's well deserved. I mean, I'll be honest. I have a feeling Resident Evil 2 remake could be game of the year because it's really fantastic.
Nice. A lot of people say that it won't happen because it's based on a remake, man. So
but to me, I don't think that when you think about it, there's no official rule that defines what rates game of the year.
I'm glad that you said that.
It's just personal opinion, but there is not it's not like Congress is going to investigate if Resident Evil 2 remake. We're not going to have the Mueller investigation.
It's like Resident Evil 4 though. Y'all notice that? It's like a legit updated version of Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 2. It's got everything like Resident Evil 4. I just love that about it.
So I think it's possible. It's a fantastic game. It's fucking amazing. I'm happy. I'm happy I was able to experience both at the times they came out. Because it's really
same here. Same here.
Seeing the remake, it just and remember playing Resident Evil 2, it just makes remake that much more special. It's incredible what they did.
Hey, any of you gentlemen are looking at what I'm looking at right now?
What are you looking at?
How you like my beautiful view?
Where you at?
Oh, you're on vacation right now, aren't you, Carlos?
Oh no! I'm at work today. I'm doing OT.
Oh, overtime, nice.
Is that like PT?
That's a good point. OBJ said prediction Cyberpunk December 2019, biggest news out of E3.
Yeah, I'm not buying Cyberpunk, but I hope everybody likes it. So
I'm getting Cyberpunk. I mean, they're
Cyberpunk,
great.
yeah,
devs.
Cyberpunk is going to be out soon. That game's been in development for a long time.
They've been very friendly with the gamers. You know, the content is amazing. They just they're doing everything right.
Well, it's got a car. You're not going to drive it, are you? You got to drive a car.
Yeah, you're going to drive the car. You have access to the car. What the hell?
I don't want to drive cars. You got to drive a car.
Hey, hold on. You got to drive a car in Cyberpunk?
Yeah. That's how you get around. I don't know. I don't even watch out.
I'm looking forward to it. Like,
no, you don't have to. You can walk around. They showed the demo. You can walk around.
Fast travel, though.
What really interests me with Cyberpunk is just the overall design and the atmosphere that the game has. Like,
I agree with that. It looks
they're going to do a great job. I think they're fantastic. They're great.
I mean, I want to buy it. I want the game because of, I support brothers, the brothers in charge of that game, but I just don't know. I just don't know.
I mean, I get a Blade Runner vibe from the whole game itself.
I did too.
I have faith in CD Projekt Red. I think they're a great dev. I think they're gonna do great. I mean, that's just how it is. I think when you do great things in the past, I think they should get a little credit on what potentially they could do in the future.
Oh, yeah. Well, wait a minute. We got Sick Humor in here. Sick, unmute yourself, brother. Thanks for hopping on.
I'm in the background. I'm trying to eat this food real quick, so y'all continue.
All right, now wait a minute. You burnt your biscuits? Is that
man? All right, so I left it in the oven too long, and I went back. The top looks great. The bottom looks like shit. So
toasted biscuit.
Yeah.
So Cyberpunk is the big one. Everybody's because they're going to show that now. Everybody knows they showed that on the Xbox X last year. Because that's exclusive to the Xbox. That ain't going to nobody else. Even though they said the game ran on something called i5 and 1070 Ti.
Did they? I thought it was on PC. They showed it.
Well, no, not according to the Xbox. Not according to Post Up. He said that was on the Xbox.
Which one on PC? I think they made a statement on it.
Wait, didn't Digital Foundry make a video analyzing the actual?
I don't know. It was on Xbox.
The actual technical
Listen,
analysis.
after what we saw with Anthem, I don't trust anything they say running on Xbox.
I played that game.
It's running natively on an Xbox. Like, okay, sure it is.
They said it was 4K and they got bad. That's native 4K. Y'all can't touch it. I'm like, all right, well, that's what you say. It don't look like it's native.
To be honest, in this show,
it doesn't look nothing like it.
Microsoft put themselves in I would say in a smart position to where they could show their games running on PC because it'll be a more reflection of the next Xbox as compared to what Xbox One X can do. Mm-hmm. So like Halo Infinite, I would imagine they're gonna show the PC version of Halo Infinite only because I would say that game is more geared towards the next generation as compared to Xbox One X. So they put themselves, the fact that they're putting games on Steam, they really could show their games in any platform because it's not tied to one platform. When you think about it.
Yep.
They're no longer say, this E3 is for Xbox consoles. No, it's just to show their game. And whatever platform they choose, the door is open for them to do whatever they want.
Hey, it's just like the fanboys say.
And you really can't hold it against them. They're no longer just tying their stuff to just one hardware. It's a suite of hardwares. So they could be like, hey, we're going to show you this game running on xCloud so you can see how this looks. We're going to run this game showing on PC. We're going to run this game showing on console. I mean, they could do whatever they want now.
After all,
take the message.
After all, Xbox is Microsoft and Microsoft is Xbox,
Okay. It's a brand now. Xbox is a brand now. It's not a device. It's an overall concept.
Mm-hmm.
And they just pulled all these devices under it. And I mean, they put themselves in a position where the world is open for them. I mean,
So Gears 5 Ultimate Edition is going to be in Game Pass. Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that.
I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it.
They took pictures. They took pictures of
I haven't seen those. I haven't seen those yet.
Yeah, they have the posters up of Gears of War. None of them say Xbox console. It just says Game Pass.
Wow. Wow.
If you look, a lot of the advertisements for these games doesn't say Xbox One or Xbox One X. It says Xbox Game Pass. So
Yeah, I gotta get my point game up on this shit.
The Hunter, he's on Twitter. Yeah, he pushes out news and all that. He took pictures and shows every photo of these games said Xbox Game Pass. So it's not like Xbox One X or Xbox One or not. It's just Xbox Game Pass. It's a brand. The game Gears 5 is for the brand. Whatever you play, whatever you play.
Everything plays better on the One X.
Yeah, well, according to this, for Cyberpunk, if you have a PC, you need something called an i7 4770 3.4.
That game's gonna be pretty demanding.
Oh, I'm good. I got the i7 4770 in my Dell, so we good.
Wow, look, they have 16 gigabytes.
Well, you got a Dell, bro?
Yeah, I play on my Dell, man.
Yeah. Well,
dude, you gotta get a Dell.
Look, see, look at how AMD's Ryzen is comparative to the i5. Like I said, AMD is kicking their butts. So, but it says here for the basic one, see if you need a 1060. Oh, look, a 970. Is that what people were screaming a couple years ago? I got a 970 or a 980 Ti.
I'll ask y'all something. Y'all PC nerds. So, quick question. So, because I'm next gen, my secondary platform is going to be PC.
Oh, congratulations.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Right?
Here's my question. Craig said it. AMD
Another one.
Hold up, but here's the truth. So AMD versus NVIDIA, right? A lot of people say AMD tries to outdo NVIDIA with similar performance at a cheaper price, but the crutch is they suck at post support in terms of updating their games and making them work. NVIDIA does a better job of patches and updates to their cards.
That's kind of like a flip up. That's kind of like a flip up, bro. Like it really depends because there's a lot of games that are AMD optimized that actually play well on NVIDIA based GPUs, and there are other NVIDIA based games that play well on AMD GPUs. So it's really like a flip up. It doesn't really matter. The what really matters is the components that you have inside your rig. You have to have a high clock based RAM, high clock based CPU, and a good GPU and power supply combination in order to get the best performance out of your rig. That's always been, the go-to for any PC enthusiast. If you're starting out, I would start with, 1080p gaming.
I'm starting out mid-level. I'm not going
don't go too crazy. Even at 2K,
I don't have a nice degree like he does.
Even at 2K or 1440p, you're good. I'm
going for 1080p, 1440p to start out with, and then from there build on. But that's gonna be
a good high clockable CPU with a good GPU, and you're straight. You don't have to really rush into upgrading that much. Just take your time with it. Just look in the market, search for parts that are not too expensive. If you have a budget, now if you don't have a budget and you want to build yourself something that's going to be reliable for let's say 5 to 10 years, then you could get yourself a mid-tier $1,400 PC, or even lesser, you can still get yourself another one that's around $700, $600. It really depends on your budget. PC gaming.
I'm gonna treat this like the way when I first started driving. My first car was a used car because my dad told me never buy a brand new car as your first car. It's gonna fuck it up. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna forget to do the oil change. You're gonna while you're parking, you're gonna hit something. You're gonna do all these stupid shit that you realize you don't want to do that to a brand new car. So that's the basically what I'm doing at PC. I'm not gonna go brand new, high end right from the start because I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna fuck something up at a certain point.
All right, so
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's fucking smart.
You put the wrong power supply, or you fucking tweak something, or you think, ooh, they check all the pockets, and you fuck it up. I'm gonna be experimenting with a lot of shit. And I don't.
So my suggestion would be is if you go with a minimalistic budget. If you're really looking into making it a 1080p to 1440p, there are a lot of $450 builds that you can do yourself that you can still literally play on 1440p settings. You can either go with the route of playing on a RX 580 or 590, which are two of the best, low to mid-tier cars that you can actually buy on a budget. As far as the motherboard, it really is preference based. Like if you want to rock with Aces, you want to rock with Gigabyte, it really is depending on your on your preference and your budget. So I would actually go to multiple sources. Let's say like Newegg, Amazon, eBay. Damn. There's a lot of sources where you can go online and search up for PC parts.
Something great about PC. There's so many. But some people even told me, like, gave me advice, like in terms of the case, see if you get a used one, because they said like unless I'm all about the aesthetics or some crazy shit like that, you could buy a used case for like $5.
Even on Craigslist, you can find
hold on, I have on the screen AMD, better known by their gangster name, Advanced Micro Devices stock.
Yep.
Now look at that. Look at the trend. Look at that trend.
God damn. Now 32 a share, bro. That's pretty high.
I got it at 18, so I'm doing pretty good.
But I would say this: AMD. One of the biggest advantages for AMD right now is the fact that they pretty much have exclusive support of the console industry, at least in between Microsoft and Sony. That is huge. Like, think about it. They have a contract with a company who is close to selling 100 million consoles.
And Google, and they have Samsung. Now look at the trend line for NVIDIA. Look at their trend line. Contraction. Look at their PE ratio.
God. I mean, NVIDIA makes bread, bro. NVIDIA is always going to have the top market share.
What AMD though?
Yo, Craig living on that dream, man.
But Craig, come on, look at the video.
Look at that difference.
Oh my god.
NVIDIA's like at $145 a share. AMD's at 32.
That's fine, but NVIDIA stock is contracted. It was over 160.
Yeah, but the thing is, the higher the stock, the bigger the fall is. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I understand that.
Yeah. Like, it's a blip. Like,
here you go. Here's what you buy right here. See, it even glows.
Oh my god!
Just get yourself a. Yeah, just get yourself.
God.
You could get yourself a first gen to second gen Ryzen.
Man, that shit looks like the size of a PlayStation console. How big is that motherfucker?
No, it's not that big, bro.
Damn,
that's small.
Yeah, it's not that big. They're just giving you a blowed up.
I'm just blowing it up because
that shit looks like a PlayStation Pro.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need, man. That's all you need.
Yeah, man. AMD is not a bad platform. A lot of people, especially Nvidia enthusiasts, they like to frown upon on AMD's budget-minded base, ideology, but it actually works because you're going into a mid-entry level PC gaming atmosphere. You're not gonna be confined and say, "Oh, I got to spend this much money." No, it's actually good to start out with AMD-based products. It's very consumer-friendly.
Hey, Craig, you want to do a comparison? You want to do a comparison, Craig?
Well, here's a comparison. $6.99. That's bullshit right there.
Go look at Microsoft stock, right? And then go look at Amazon stock.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Go ahead.
Okay, you want to embarrass Microsoft that bad there, Sid?
I mean, well, no, because he's trying to prove the point.
That's not bad at $131.
Microsoft's worth more, though.
Well, I understand that, but Microsoft's an
Amazon stock costs more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, what's your point?
Oh shit.
I mean, one's an e-commerce company and one's a tech company.
Oh my god.
Hey, right now I will be buying from Amazon, bro. Fuck all that. Let's go.
I ain't gonna lie though.
That shit looks attractive.
God, damn, look at that PE ratio right there. My God.
If you can buy Amazon stock, you're already rich.
Yeah.
How you gonna get money?
Kidding me?
Instead of investing in Amazon, invest in my channel. Because if you're trying to throw away money, throw it away this way.
I'll just turn my channel into a full-on Amazon merchandising, branding, all this
Amazon fanboy. I can't wait till they come out with streaming. I might switch my channel up.
I mean, all the stocks closed high. All the stocks closed high.
You think Craig owns stocks in Google though? The way he's hyping up Stadia.
Oh yeah,
I do have Google stock. You know.
You think, yes.
Oh my god!
I do have
Oh my god!
I do have Google stuff.
You heard that over Google? That shit is trash.
Yeah, I'm not gonna liquidate
Hey,
it
is
though.
this your king?
Yeah, it's the
Listen,
king.
This is the
4K
first time
60.
I've ever seen people pay to not own something.
Well,
Literally.
we're only paying 120
Literally.
bucks.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, right?
Come on, you do own it.
Yeah, you own the
Yeah,
stream.
but if you don't have an internet, you ain't playing shit.
Nah, no. You technically you do own it
Physical,
in your mind.
physical over
Yeah.
digital.
Oh, in
any
your
day of the
mind.
week.
Okay.
In your mind, you own
Over
it.
digital any day of the
There's
week.
ways around that.
I got a
You
question
own
for
it in
Craig.
your mind.
Craig,
Yeah.
let's say people choose the free option for Stadia, right?
Uh-huh.
The 1080p whatever version, right?
Yeah.
They just simply directly buy the games, right?
I
And you
understand.
buy games from Stadia to stream over the course of 2 years.
Mhm.
And let's say out of the blue, because most people didn't catch on, it ends up like Connect and Google completely crushes the program because it just didn't catch on. People really didn't want the service. What happens to the people that invested 2 years worth of money? What happens with them? Where does the game?
Oh, you mean the
You're
founder?
early. Well, that's my
happens?
question. You're early adopting. That's the risk you take.
Okay,
Right.
listen.
Well,
This.
you can
I was
see
an
from a mile
I was
away,
an early
though.
adopter of Dreamcast, right?
Uh-huh.
And the console failed. I mean, it stopped.
Yeah,
They stopped making.
It did. It
But
did.
at the time, I still owned the console and I still own the games.
Facts.
Mhm.
It still belonged to me. I still was able to play them. In fact, I was still able to find used games and still, the games I didn't get to buy, still buy more games, even post Dreamcast era.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Google Stadia, everything's gone. Like it's
Yeah,
over.
you're assed out. You're literally
Nothing.
assed out.
There is no legacy ownership.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, it is
that's part
disappeared.
of buying it. Which cycle? Yes, I have stock in Telsa too. My God, I'm everywhere. I'm all over the planet. I got subs all over the world. I got subs on Mars and the moon. I am all
But even
over the
let's say
place.
you bought a Tesla, right? You're talking about stock. I'm talking about let's say you buy a Tesla car, right?
Uh-huh.
And Tesla goes out of business. You
Right.
still own the car.
Correct.
So what's up with Google Stadia? You own nothing. It's as if it never existed.
You own Google Chrome, the Chromecast. That's still going to work no matter what. The Chromecast.
The game's not gonna work.
All right, well, the game's
the controller's gonna be.
That's part of
That
early
Google Stadia
adopting.
controller is gonna be useless if you can't.
Yeah,
You're
and
not able to use it.
Okay, but my point to you is that when you early adopt, you're taking a risk. High risk, high reward. Big dog, big nuts.
And other
Okay?
gaming events,
Big dog, big nuts.
Wait.
Jesus.
Do y'all remember like a year or two ago when PlayStation was having issues getting, I think, like HBO or something because they were in some type of feud with Comcast. Comcast wouldn't allow it to be streamed across the PlayStation platform. Now I got a theory, right? And my theory is all of the game manufacturers, the people who build the consoles and stuff, I feel like they all got together in a room with the ISPs after the whole net neutrality thing. After that, crushed. I feel like they got together and they said, "Look, we gonna help each other make money. We're going to super push because out of nowhere, this streaming shit just became like something like unstoppable,
The
something
wave.
that's inevitable." Something inevitable, right? You got people like Greg Miller, like, yeah, man, this is the future I've been waiting for. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, dog. Like, and what happens though is I started thinking about it, right? Because I think way too deep on shit that don't even make no fucking sense. But this never made sense to me, right? I said, wow, you know what? They're using us to subsidize them being able, because they probably said to themselves, we can all make money out of this. We're going to push the streaming shit, right? We're going to push it heavy. We're going to get everybody interested. Then you can open up the floodgates by, breaking down the fast lanes. The people who want to stream these services and stuff after it becomes popular. Because look, when it becomes popular, everybody going to get it whether they want it or not. Niggas
Yeah.
will just right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
That's how it starts, bro. Like if you, it's just like throwing the bait inside the tank. Somebody's gonna
Gaming
actually
is so
bite in.
fucked, man.
Yeah, it is.
Hell.
It is. But the thing is, why are we as gamers helping them fuck it up?
I'm not supporting it.
I mean,
That's my biggest complaint.
That's
yeah,
the
well, I don't think we are.
Anybody who supports this, look, I have no problem with Stadia in what they plan to offer, right? I have a problem with streaming becoming the only option. I have a problem with Jim Ryan coming out saying he has no idea if this is the last PlayStation. That shouldn't even come out of your mouth. You shouldn't
or him saying him calling console gaming niche. Yeah.
Exactly. They're literally trying to plant that thought in our minds, like in 2013, the way they tried to plant the whole DRM shit in our minds. Then, when they couldn't do it at a console level, they did it at a software level. Then people just accepted it.
So you think it's inevitable at this point? Remember how we thought we beat DRM and then DRM came right back?
I'm going retro hunting soon.
I'll be honest, I think so. Like the biggest bullshit narrative that the industry push and gamers are accepting is the fact that consoles are not accessible to everybody. That the reason why that they're doing this is for accessibility to get more gamers access to these games. And I'm thinking, how the fuck is walking to Best Buy and paying $200 not accessible? Like I'm trying to you don't even have to walk. Like you could just pull up an Amazon app and the shit gets mailed to you.
I mean, you have to sell
the console's cheaper than the phone that they're ordering it on. The phone they buy $200 iPhones. You're telling me you can't buy a $200 console?
I could buy a PlayStation right now on Amazon, and they will have it to my house
and it gets delivered to you. And if you're that lazy, you could get Geek Squad to connect it for you.
That's true. That's very fucking true.
Gamers accept the thought that console gaming is not accessible to everyone.
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't fucking Amazon working on that Droid service too, or did they scrap that idea where they had Droid?
Nah, it's still in the works, bro. It's still in the works. It's just not being publicized.
Amazon is starting their own high-speed internet, dude, with satellites, bro.
I just wish
it was a site that was selling gaming networks and shit, like gaming lines for internet.
Let's be honest, fellas. Let's speak on the level of normalcy, right? What is the main thing that you use in order to draw attention at a buyer standpoint?
Well, I've got this up on the screen. You can pay
advertisement usually.
Advertisement, right? Advertisement is one, right? Advertisement is one, right?
Word of mouth.
And that's number 2. But number 3 is the most crucial one. The most crucial one. And there are catchphrases.
Yeah.
Every company up to this point has always started with a catchphrase. Whether it be Microsoft, whether it be Apple, whether it be, all of them have started with a catchphrase. It doesn't matter what type of catchphrase they have started with. It's just
greatness awaits.
It's just that the human psyche.
All in one, Xbox One.
Thank you. The human psyche, right?
Box.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. That's what they said. That's what they said.
The human psyche works in so many different nonchalant ways that you get caught with just the slightest motion. It could be just something simple as look at the sky. Look how beautiful it looks. Wouldn't you want to be in the sky?
That looks like shit over here where I'm at, so no.
And what does it create? It creates a vision in your head, right? It creates this fantasy where you're floating in the clouds. You're basing yourself in that landscape. Okay, I'm flying in the clouds. I'm looking everything above, down from me. So cloud gaming itself and the way they're trying to advertise this whole streaming future bullshit, it's the same catchphrase. The only thing is just sugar-coated in a different shit turd.
Well, but they said it in the chat. I mean, Glaciers War made a good point. Jim Ryan said that he doesn't think streaming is going to take off anytime soon. They have to be ready in case there's a windfall. And Google is now in the market. Sony has been streaming since CES 2014.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so this is not new.
Well, can I tell you something, Craig? Craig, I have PlayStation now, right? I'm going to tell you right now, streaming works. All of this shit that we talking about right now, it works. Yeah. It definitely works, and it works well. You know what I'm saying?
I started streaming one day for a few hours.
The problem is not whether or not it's going to work. It's being at the mercy of your internet service provider.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
losing. Why are you at the mercy
because you're data capped and all this shit?
Then you don't buy it if you're data capped. It's that simple.
What is the alternative if everything?
There's no alternative.
It's not. Exactly. But the alternative is that it will never come to that all the time. It's not.
Yet.
No,
but Craig.
If this is the only option, Craig.
If it's the only option, what are you going to do after that? You're going to have to go back over.
You're either going to have to accept it and get better internet, right? Or you quit gaming as a whole.
Well,
that's never going to happen with me. That's never going to happen with me.
Here's the thing, Craig.
I'll go retro. Here's
the thing. We have to look at this. I don't want to use the word half, but it has to be from the Sony Microsoft perspective. They're not doing this for charity. So they're not going to care if they leave out gamers. What they care about is what the most amount they can make with the least amount of spending.
Yep.
The key word is why you think a lot of companies lay off people? Because they're taking too much money from their overall, revenue. So they get rid of people. Think about it. If they're willing to fire fathers and mothers who have kids because of the benefit of the company, don't think for a minute they'll take away hardware if it's in their best interest. If they don't have to spend billions in research anymore.
But it sounds, you all literally are painting this doom. And I'm looking at what Cycle's saying. It's the future. How do you know that? We don't even know.
There's so many signs that point to that, though, Craig.
But what we're trying to say is the possibility is open. You cannot tell me that Sony and Microsoft or even Nintendo, right? If the opportunity for them is to stop making hardware, stop spending billions of dollars in research, free up all this money because now game streaming can easily take the place of it and they're getting the money that they want without the huge investment up front, you cannot tell me they won't take that opportunity. They won't take that opportunity.
Rock is fucking right, man.
They are, listen, they have no...
It's going to have 8K capability. It's going to have a solid state drive. It's going to...
Craig, listen to me. Craig, listen to me. We're not talking about... We know they're making a PlayStation 5. What I'm telling you is they are not held to any standard to have to make hardware for us. There is no law that says you have to make a console.
I know that, but they're
going to do it based on what they feel is best for them. If they can fire 1,000 people, be like, hey, here's your pink slip. Have a nice day. Sorry that we're close to Christmas, but it is what it is. Don't think they give a hell about us, about giving us.
Everything nowadays is data. Everything nowadays.
They will fire your ass right before Christmas. Don't think they have to give us.
Look what happened with Activision at the beginning of the year. Yeah. Activision's a prime example of that.
And then here's the funny part. Call of Duty is successful. They didn't have to fire anybody.
Yep.
Call of Duty is probably one of the most successful franchises every single year, and they still got rid of people.
Everything nowadays is database and engagement based.
I'll give you this. Once they hit 4K 60, there is nowhere for them. So the next wave.
They said 4K 60 at Google Stadia, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about Google Stadia. Once they get to 4K 60, there is nowhere for them to go with the hardware. Where else are they going to go? So also
they will go 4K 120, 4K 144, 8K 60, 8K 30.
But that's my point. And see, like to you, Craig, again, to you, if streaming can match console performance, then in your eyes, then it doesn't make sense to have a console because streaming does exactly what a console will do. But there's one thing streaming doesn't do, a console will always do. One, you don't have to rely on internet to play games. Like I don't need internet to play Horizon Zero Dawn. That's one. That's one that streaming will never match. And then number two, I own the game.
Right.
The streaming
unless you're digital.
What the fuck did I put my money into?
Well, like I said, I don't think they're going to stop making a physical console. I just think that streaming is going to be more of a complement. They said that. They said, Sony came out
again. Now, think about it. Think about what you're saying. They said it's complement now. They're dabbling into it.
They said that because last I checked, someone said uncompromised 4K too. Someone mentioned that at one point. Someone mentioned I'm not even going to bash Microsoft. I'll use Sony. I could have sworn someone said PC don't matter. Nobody buys consoles for BC. and look how hard
Sony has said that they're going to invest more in streaming. So that's what I anticipate them on doing.
Yeah,
that's what
they also said they're not sure about PlayStation's future in terms of more consoles. Did they not say that?
So Craig, let me ask you a question, dude, man. So streaming, if streaming becomes mainstream, right, and that's the only way you'll be able to play future games in the foreseeable future, are you going to stick to that method, or are you going to go back old school?
Okay, look, you're talking about if cans and pans were people, we'd all be cooks. If you're going to sit here and base everything on what if and possibilities,
well, it was just a question. That's all. I was just asking a question.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Here's what I know. Sony has said that we are going to spend more money on streaming. That's it. That's what I anticipate them to start doing. Now, will they? All right. Now they said that. So I look at it like if they spent $100 million to make a console, they will go ahead and they will concentrate more on the streaming aspect of it. So that's what I anticipate them to do to make it more stable.
I got an example for you. Do you remember back in 2013 when everybody was against DRM? Everybody was against this all digital shit. Everybody was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, it was
right. Now we're in 2019, Craig.
And yes, it is.
And digital accounts for over 66% of game purchases.
No, that's fine because
no. The point that I'm making is you're saying that we're talking about ifs and what ifs. It's about what's accepted. It's not about what ifs. It's about what's accepted. If we start streaming and people mass adopt it, Craig, guess what's going to happen?
It's Sick made a good point. Google Stadia, PS Now, when you think about it, that is Microsoft's 2013 reveal for DRM.
Yep.
It's the same thing. Always online. You can't play your games unless you get a check-in. That's what this is. That's exactly the thing that was, and I'll be honest, the thing that we outrage over Microsoft, we're accepting it from Google and PS Now. Google and PS Now is Microsoft's vision for gaming.
It's just, and that was,
it is exactly textbook,
and that's the reason why I was. That's the reason why I was saying the catchphrases
in every way.
No,
every way. The only difference is packaged and advertised in a different manner. That's all it is. It's reworded in a different way.
Even Richard Review Tech said that what Microsoft wanted to do was going to happen. It needed to happen organically. Just like Netflix had no streaming when they really started, it was all packaged delivery. You ordered it, they came to your house with a disc, and then you sent it back. But they were wanting people to go into streaming.
One question, Greg. Do you really think this happened organically?
I'm telling you right now, if it's going to happen organically or not. We're going to see.
No, but I'm saying
they slowly ease you in it bit by bit. That's what they did.
Listen how they did
testing the waters, man. They're testing the waters.
They test the waters. They found alternatives. That's how you get.
They tried to do it at a hardware level, correct? It didn't work that way. So what did they do? They went to the publishers and developers and had them implemented there.
Well, again, but
that wasn't organic.
It's still happening.
That was software based.
Well, like with digital sales, that was organic. They didn't force you to go buy digital. People decided that's what I want to do. People didn't start all of it. They didn't force people to start binge watching shows. People decided that's what they were going to do. It's organic now for you to sit down and, I don't know, watch Stranger Things season 1 and 2 back to back. People will sit down all day and do it. That's organic. They didn't force that down your throat. Even with Microsoft, the DRM, the checking in, it was going to happen anyway. They just couldn't do it then. Now it's acceptable. It is acceptable now. Google coming in is hoping that what you're saying is true, that what they're doing will become normal. That's the fear. I can sense fear. I smell it. It smells like Team Spirit. So we have to wait.
Oh my God!
I can't
wait and see.
I asked you what happens if Google goes away. Well, you're just gonna have to deal with it, Puerto Rock.
I'm gonna back. I want my $129 back, man.
Again, if you get it home and it doesn't,
I want my refund. Damn it.
Hey, what's the name of Google CEO?
Nah, which one?
The CEO? I think there's only one.
The bald-headed freckle fuck.
To do that myth, you don't even play games when you introduce Stadia.
Yeah, that's
I will break his fucking face.
Bro, what's my $129 of me getting my founder?
Imagine if you bought like $700 in games, $1,000 in games.
I want my money back.
Reason this Google project flops and goes away.
I
will go in Google headquarters lobby and I'm gonna tear that motherfucker up.
Well,
I'm gonna find a way to give me the shit I bought. I'm gonna find a way. It's not the same as Netflix. Because Netflix, I'm not buying anything. Like, I'm just paying $10 a month to stream shit. I'm not owning anything. I get that. But that's not what Google's offering. Google's saying, here, you can buy it and own it. But if it goes away, I don't own it no more.
That's true.
Somebody's jaw's gonna get cracked.
Why? You early adopted. That's part of the problem.
That ain't part of the process.
I want my money back,
sure.
man.
And when I crack his jaw, hey, bro, it's part of the process.
Nah, I wanna have my money back, bro.
I cracked your jaw. That's just life. You'll heal.
No, that's not the way it works. To me, if I early adopt something, I'm anticipating it's going to work. If it doesn't, I'll be like, well, I got burned for being an early adopter. No different than the people who bought 4K TVs out the box. They bought them with no HDR. And then 18 months later, HDR technology hits, and those people feel like an ass. And like they'll say, I should have waited because my 4K TV does not have HDR.
And that's why you don't follow the trend, bro.
Well, no, that's okay, but HDR wasn't forced on us. It came out, and you as a consumer made a choice to buy one with or one without. That's it. Just like the Dolby Vision. There's a bunch of us who have 4K TVs without Dolby on it, Dolby Vision, but it was our choice to go buy an early adopt one. So that's the same with Stadia. Yes, I'm an early adopter, so I'm anticipating more people wanting to play at 60 frames a second than 30. We'll have to wait and see if I'm correct. But when you listen to people, they say 60 frames a second is having sex without a rubber on. So that's what you're going to find out, okay?
Oh, my God.
Got it.
30, if you're going to say, I'm going to be playing Destiny at 60, which people can say is trash, you're stuck at 30. And you want to play, and you want cross-play? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you know what's going to happen to you in those rooms? You know what's going to happen to you when people are playing faster. So,
you know what's the funny part, though, Craig?
Raw, no condom.
I was playing Destiny 2. I was playing Destiny 2 on my PC at over 60. I was actually at around, I overclocked my monitor to hit up to 85 hertz.
Damn.
And quite frankly, anything over 60, you're going to notice the difference between clarity and the frame buffering. You're going to notice it.
Okay, but if I'm playing at 30 and you're at 60, how dead am I?
The only thing that you're going to might see minimally is the hazing or the artifacting of the image. That's the difference between 30 and 60.
Yeah,
you're not.
And them being dead before they know.
Let's cut the bullshit. Let's be honest. If you're concerned about being a competitive player, you're not gonna do Google streaming. You're gonna get a dedicated hardware. You're gonna buy a $200 high performance controller. You're gonna buy a $300 gaming headset. You're not doing Google streaming. Let's be honest. Nobody who's getting Google streaming is concerned about 30 and 60 to be competitive in gaming. You're going to get dedicated hardware with a high performance, especially with that Google Stadia controller. Get the fuck out of here. You're not competitive with that
garbage.
You're going to get a performance controller, performance headset, probably most likely play on a monitor. You're going to do your thing. Then, Craig, you have a high performance PC, right?
Oh my God, the most powerful PC in the world.
You could do 4K 60, right? On your hardware, right?
They do 8K with this thing, yeah.
So you didn't sign on for Google Stadia because of the performance, because you already have it. You did it because of curiosity. Let's be honest. You're not getting Google Stadia because you want to play games like 1080 60, and you could do 8K 120.
Yeah, I said that.
You are doing it for curiosity as a tech guy. You don't represent the majority of people with Google Stadia. So you can't say, oh, people are going to do it for 1080 60. Most of the people who are concerned about 60 frames are going to be on native hardware.
Well,
they are. And that's what I said. They're not going to rely on on
I
to give them their
disagree, but then you just hurt their own argument with the whole native hardware versus streaming.
Keep in mind, the controller connects to the servers via Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, that's my concern as a controller.
This is my concern. The real big picture to me is trying to merge casuals in the mobile market and mix them in with us. And now hear me out. Yes, 2 billion gamers, right? But each group of gamers have their specific taste on their platform because at the end of the day, it's all about the games. You got groups of gamers that just play these flash games on PC laptops.
Right.
You got gamers who play these cheap little microtransaction invested mobile games. And then you got us. We play the God of Wars, the Call of Duties, on PC, right? Now, when Battlefield 2 came out, right? And they did this microtransaction heavy bullshit, the community between PC and consoles was united saying this is bullshit. Correct. Fuck that. This is not what we want console and PC gaming. You fucked up, EA. And you saw the sales reflected.
Right.
The very thing we hated, that's a standard day for mobile gamers. That's normal to them. They don't have issues with that model. That's how they live their life.
Yeah, because they're conditioned. They're conditioned to that.
Yeah, what we hated for Battlefield 2 and games that try to go this approach, that is normal to them. Now, imagine taking the community, right? And mobile gamers are bigger, right? We're the niche, right? Imagine you merge both communities, right? And now EA comes out with, let's say, Battlefront 3, and once again, they go with microtransaction heavy bullshit. Now, the voice that was primarily the majority for console gaming saying this is bullshit, we don't have a big voice no more because we mixed in with a big group of people that don't care. To them, it's like, oh, we don't see the big deal. Like, what's wrong?
I understand what you're saying. That's just the thing. I mean, fear not, my son. That's why I'm the Messiah. It's our voice like that.
I think your vision is a little fucked up there, Craig, to be a Messiah.
No, I mean, look, I understand.
No, he's going out like the violinist on fucking.
No, I understand what you guys are saying, but you guys are really y'all are putting a whole lot of hot sauce and seasoning on the chicken.
Craig. Let's look at it this way. Let's say if Battlefront 2 came out, right? But instead of just being primarily, consoles and PC, let's say if phone gamers was also in on the mix. They're not going to have a problem with what they did with Battlefront 2 because that's normal for them. You understand? So would that backlash that consoles and PC gamers did, would it have had the same impact if you now have a bigger group that don't have an issue with the game and they're going to get it anyway? Because to them, they don't see anything wrong.
Yeah, in theory, no. Because
because they're going to get their 10 million sales because you have this big group that don't see an issue. In fact, they're looking at us like, why the fuck are you guys crying? Like, this is normal. Like, we don't understand that.
Like that's what it sounds like everybody's doing now. It sounds like you have a group of people that's like, we want it like this. And go ahead.
We've seen the play.
Everybody understood it.
Yeah. We've seen the play before, Craig. That's the reason why we're telling you, like, we know where this is going.
I understand what you're saying, but I mean, like I said, I just think y'all are putting a lot of seasoning on those greens, and we ain't there yet.
Oh no, but that's no. So that's the thing. You're just not seeing the possibility of what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's just time. That's it.
Okay, but if it happens organically, it'll be okay.
But it's
worst case scenario is what? Everybody starts streaming. People are going to be walking around getting hit by cars like they are on Pokemon Go. Is that Is that what you think the future is?
Might as well be that, man, because technology is a hell of an addiction, bro.
I'll be honest. I think PC will be the only safe haven because I honestly believe, and this is the truth. This is why I give tops to PC. These gamers, if they don't want to put up with shit, they're not going to do it. That's why they have yet to find a way to charge online multiplayer on PC.
Yep.
And guess what?
The platform's too open, and they're just not going to invest in it.
Think about this, Porter Rock. Corporate espionage. I don't want to just leave the console market, right? Because, I mean, come on. Y'all know Microsoft got an ego. They don't want to just leave.
We may not have a choice.
Here.
PC might be the last standing ground.
It gets better. It gets better, though. It gets better. So
PC
what I do,
might be the last grandstanding native hardware for gaming.
Think about it. What I do is I divide the community, right? I offer niggas games so cheap that they like, fuck it, I'm going to subscribe to Game Pass, right? Then I push them over to PC where they will then use my operating system. I don't give a fuck if they buy the console, and then PC will become the mainstay, and we ain't got to worry about the consoles.
Yeah.
That's
another reason why I'm going. That's another reason why PC is going to be my secondary platform, because I'm building for the future. Because I honestly believe PC is going to be the last standing platform, hardware wise. I think that's going to be when it's all said and done.
What about Nintendo?
Phones
what about Nintendo
and PC?
No.
Nintendo.
I'm not even sure. Maybe Nintendo.
Nintendo. More than likely, Nintendo's going to follow suit with the same ways as everybody else.
I think
streaming in Japan. Maybe, not completely, maybe.
They don't
hybrid save them. I think Nintendo going hybrid saved their ass. I think because of their hybrid strategy, that I think is a longer appealing strategy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
I think Nintendo going hybrid put them in a level where they're safe. They bubbled themselves out of what's happening.
There's two markets they're looking at now.
They're offering a device that is flexible. You could take it on the go. You could take it at home. If you want to do a streaming app, you can put it on there. They're very flexible with what they did.
You ever notice Nintendo was always a part of the conversation without being a part of the conversation?
Yeah. I think Nintendo did a very smart thing.
True.
Yeah, it's like Sony with E3. Sony is not even at E3, and they're still part of the conversation.
Here's the problem with Sony, though, right? Sony spent too much time trying to one-up Microsoft, and then Microsoft spent too much time trying to one-up Sony to the point where they have literally become a similar thing. That's why when Xbox does something, people expect PlayStation to do it. They don't give a fuck if Nintendo does it, because Nintendo is off there in the back eating they shit, looking at these niggas like, yeah, y'all fight it out, nigga.
Nintendo carved themselves out. Like Nintendo could do anything or not do nothing, and most people won't really say anything.
They won't care.
At the end of the day, everybody agrees. Oh yeah, but that's Nintendo. That's really the answer. Yeah, but that's Nintendo. They always do their own thing, and to be honest, that's a good thing for them. They're now home to what other people do.
You think soon we're going to be saying the same thing about Microsoft pretty soon?
Wow, with Microsoft?
I mean, yeah, like the way we look at Nintendo, we're like, I'm pretty sure like the way Microsoft.
Eventually, Microsoft will just be Microsoft. We're going to look at Microsoft in the future, no different the way we look at EA and Activision now. It's just a company that makes games. That's really it. That's really what they are. A company that makes games. Yeah, they got EA Access Premier, games on phone. It's just like that. It's no longer. It's just a company that makes games. And I think they're fine.
I don't see Nintendo adapting or adopting a streaming thing. I know in Japan there's a couple games like Odyssey and Resident Evil 7 that can be streamed on the Switch, but I don't think that it's going to be a main stable thing for the Switch going forward. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong.
Did y'all see what happened though? Y'all saw the whole Game Pass on PC thing, right?
Yeah,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did
you see that list?
I was telling everybody, I was like, yo, I'm telling y'all, Epic and Microsoft is in cahoots. Nobody wanted to listen to me. They like, nah, man, I don't know what you talking about, man. Epic just doing their own thing. How in the hell did Metro Exodus come into Windows?
Thank you for bringing that up, Sick. Thank you for bringing that up.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, if we really, really want to base things on that, bro, they're going to eat with each other regardless of how much we try to fight them. Us, the hardcore fan base. Because at the end of the day, money speaks for itself. Right now, the PC fanboys, the PC... Yeah.
You know why?
They're playing both, but the thing is that the disparity amongst people, especially in the PC fan base, and those who were actually fighting against the whole Epic Store's integration and them taking exclusives away from this publisher and that publisher and bringing it onto their platform, is actually a great strategy. Some people might get mad at me for saying that, but it is a great fucking strategy. You know why? Because you want to be competitive. And part of this whole thing with the Epic Game Store is to be the alternative launcher to Steam. Hands down, is the alternative launcher to Steam. A little bit more, less features, but more direct to the point where you can actually get the same games. So these companies will find ways in order to interact with each other and not even publicly announce it. They'll do it right under the table, right under the noses of people.
Tim, what's the guy's name there? Tim Sweeney, I think his name is. Tom Sweeney. Who the fuck his name is? The owner of Epic there, the one that's always talking shit. He actually came out and made a tweet talking about how him and Epic and Microsoft made a truce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, but again, Epic is in this to win. Okay, they're buying games for 6 months. When did Metro come out? Wasn't it 6 months ago?
February.
Yeah.
Nope.
February.
Was it February?
February.
February,
Yeah.
March, April,
Not even
May.
a fucking half year old yet.
Yes, so it's 5 months old. Wow, it finally goes to the Windows Store. Big friggin' deal.
Yeah, people were surprised about that. Hell, even I was when I saw that. When I saw that game actually be on the list for Game Pass on PC. I'm like, what the hell is Metro doing up there? I thought fucking that was exclusive to freaking Epic Store. Guess not.
No, but you remember the games that were exclusive to Xbox, they also got exclusivity to Epic. Like,
that's right. That's
y'all
right.
are not paying attention. Like, y'all looking at
cross integration. Cross integration between platforms is what's going to be the next marketing step for all these companies. They're going to cross integrate everything that they have, and
GOG already doing it.
Yeah, they're going to cross integrate. It doesn't matter whether the hardcore fan base doesn't acknowledge it, but the thing is like I said, man, data and engagement numbers are the new things that these companies are using in order to make their things work for them.
What do you mean cross integrate? Can you unpack that?
I'm going to unpack it right now. All right. Yeah. You have a bag of gummy bears, right?
Yummy.
Gummy bears, right?
Yummy.
Right? And then you incorporate gummy worms. What are you doing? You're integrating both into one unified bag, right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what the companies are going to do. They're going to integrate ideas. They're going to put it into their own, into their stores. Hey, listen, how many people have downloaded this game? Mm-hmm. Oh, we have about 25 to 35 million, active downloads right now currently in our servers. Okay, so all right, now let's discount this game and put it into our service, right? And put it at an attractive price so that we can get a higher engagement number resale for this game. And it actually works. This is why, bro, trust me.
Dude, hey, my bad. Dude, I just saw a tweet that literally just fucked me up.
Is it Jeff Keighley?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Did you see that tweet?
Yeah, I saw it.
What did he say? What did he say?
Pay attention to what the tweet says. It says, I hope, listen carefully. I hope this year's E3 is an extension of the message we sent to kick off at the Game Awards last year. We're all better and stronger when we come together to celebrate games. It's not about the platforms. It's about the content and getting games to more people and more places.
And
thanks, Keely.
Well, and when somebody puts down underneath that, Sony doesn't understand this. And then somebody put down, stop, man. This is exactly what we don't want. So, and look, here's what Jim Ryan, the CEO, I put what he said earlier. All these people thinking that, these people were just so moist a couple weeks ago when they announced this memo of understanding on what was going to happen. And sitting to taking a goddamn CEO of $1 billion company to come out and say, no, we're not doing that. So hopefully that's it. Yeah, Jeff, I get what he's saying because they see the writing on the wall. Sony is running laps around these people. And yes, they hear people just bitching and moaning. I ain't never heard grown-ass men cry like this at all. Just whining because they don't have things.
Yo, sick. Maybe Thrash might be right. Maybe he called it and he said fucking what if Sony shows up on stage?
You know that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, damn it, might have to pay this nigga like $10.
Hey, everything happens for a reason, and this is the strategy that these companies use, man. It's a psychological pill per se.
Hey,
That's not a future I want, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care about all.
No, none of us want that. None of us want that. We really don't.
The future is us on damn fire sticks. Let's accept it and move on. No,
this is what I'm saying, though. This is why I wish those. I told you before.
Yeah, I'm gonna support that shit, bro.
This is why I can't stand the fact that gaming went mainstream, dude. Like, I hate the fact that gaming has gone mainstream and how big it is now. So now they want to try to fucking enclose this goddamn bullshit crap, man.
Bro, the gaming market earns more than the actual movie market. So
I know, and I wish that it wasn't that popular, though, man.
Yeah. And it's a hobby, bro. Unfortunately, hobbies get expensive. Technology needs to progress further along the way, and that's where the sad part is about it. Like, you can't. Me personally, I'm an adopter of physical. Like, I will never get rid of my PS2 library or my Xbox library or my Nintendo library. Whatever physical things that I own currently right now, I'm not giving up on it. Because why? Because it creates that emotion of ownership. It creates that emotion of oh, damn, I played this game now. Let me go back to it. You understand? So it's like...
Yeah. No, I was just going to say something interesting that I just saw, that apparently that one of the acquisitions that Microsoft's going to reveal today is going to be Wildcard Studios.
Okay, what's that?
Well, people that made Ark Survival Evolved and that Atlas game that's coming out.
Oh, that's
the only reason why... Yeah, now here's the thing. The reason why freaking people are saying that too as well, because, okay, Craig, I'm not sure if you saw that image that I posted on Twitter, but if you look at the image that I posted on Twitter, right, for the Game Pass for PC kind of shit, all the images they have up in the top are all the studios that Microsoft currently owns. There's Ninja Theory's up there, freaking Halo's up there for 343, whatever you want to call it. And the very, very first image that's up there is Wildcard for Ark.
Oh, God, that's a horrible-ass game, man.
Ark? Oh, God.
Wasn't it 1440p?
Don't even get me fucking started on that game, Carlos.
Wasn't it 1440p on the X?
Motherfucker, man, that game can't. Dude, that game can run at 40 fucking
garbage, bro.
That game can run at 40p, but that game still will run like hot garbage.
Okay, sorry. So that's one. What other studio? We'll close it up here shortly. Well, Lincoln, are you here? You can say something, bro.
Yeah, I'm here. I just didn't want to interrupt anybody.
It was while we talking about this. Like, yeah, I fucking hate stream.
Hey, I'm so excited for today, man. What's up, Lincoln?
What's going on, everybody?
How you doing,
I didn't want to interrupt the conversation because it was a pretty intense conversation.
Oh, it wasn't intense.
Nah, man, we just having fun, man.
Yeah, no, not intense in the sense the tempers was flaring, but it was like y'all was getting like to the meats and potatoes of what you guys were trying to explain. Because Porter Rock was in the middle of saying something when I came in here.
Yeah, well, that's this podcast. You know, I tend to the scared and needy, and they're scared and they think the future is going to be different. It's not going to be no different. So it won't change, not anytime soon. So, but nah, they've what were you going ahead and saying, Fatal? Go ahead, brother. About the studios.
Oh, I'm done with that topic.
Oh, okay. Damn. Anybody? What other studios you think they're going to buy besides Wildcard? As you said, Wildcard, not Wild. It's Wildcard.
Yeah, right? Wildcard. Okay. Wildcard Studios.
All right. So who else you think they're buying? I heard.
Knows?
I heard they're buying 3 studios.
I think
I'm
one of them
speculating. I just want them to just fucking put up or shut up when it comes to games at this point.
Okay.
No. We all want that for sure. We all want that. But
y'all know
I think one of the studios that they're going to announce, I think, is the studios that make fucking the Age of Empires series, because that would just make too much fucking sense.
Yeah, I'm saying, because we literally put so many fucking better theories out here, better games potential than half the shit that's been rumored and leaked.
Not only that, Ryan, but and everybody else in the panel, notice the pattern that we're seeing from Microsoft. They're heavily investing into developers that are what microtransactions based.
No,
not really.
No. The studios, like, I mean, in Exile has been making a lot of games. They never had a game with microtransactions. Obsidian, I think, only ever had one game that had microtransactions. No, I don't think they did. Unless you want to count freaking because Fallout New Vegas never actually had microtransactions.
No. Well, from what I'm seeing right now, and from things that are presently going to happen, I see that as the incentive for them. They're gonna try to go to that route. Oh, we're gonna give you the single player experiences, but then again, they're gonna hit you up with the the microtransactions. They're gonna hit you up.
I don't even know. I don't even know if they're gonna do that because I mean, there's still no microtransactions for Sea of Thieves, and that game's been out for over a year.
That's true. And
there was rumors, but those rumors got shut down real quick.
I think Sea of Thieves did have microtransactions because Jay Wags did a video on, I guess, some of the swords or some shit that you can pay for.
No. That was rumored to be coming out from Rare, but we still haven't seen any of that. And they said in the video a while back on one of the dev blogs, they said that now they're not doing that. They're not coming out with any microtransactions for the gamer and that kind of. They're just going to keep constantly updating the game and whatever you want to call it. That's all they're doing.
Even if Microsoft is planning to roll out a bunch of microtransactions, I think they are going to wait until they feel like they got enough people invested in Game Pass before they hit them with that shit. I don't think they're going to do the egregious type of bullshit like Activision or EA does. Because
I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
I'm not saying that they won't do it. I'm just saying they won't blow it up in your face the way Activision and EA does. Because I think Microsoft is probably the third worst when it comes to microtransactions with with Gears of War and loot boxes, and they had loot boxes in Forza, but they took the shit out because of the backlash.
And not only that, that recent installation of that mobile game, that Forza game. That one
Forza Motorsports, the one that was rebranded into Forza Sport or Forza Streets.
Yeah, Forza Streets. That one was
mobile games, though. That's where that shit belongs, anyways.
But I think the ultimate goal. I've said this too many times on my podcast that I felt like they brought in bootleg developers to make bootleg games to fill up to fill up Game Pass. Look at
they're called AA Studios bootleg developers. That makes no sense.
Every one of these developers that Microsoft picked up, these are developers that was like on the verge of bankruptcy or hadn't put out a game in God knows how long. Microsoft brought these people in a vulnerable state, not because of their track record.
No, these studios they bought out. I mean, I get why people would sit there and say like, "Oh yeah, they're just buying out these little tiny little developers to make little quirky games." But the thing of it is, if you've actually played some of their games, they're actually really fucking good. Really fucking good games.
I don't doubt that. But Microsoft is going to play down to the level of these developers.
I don't think they're going to though. I honestly, I don't think they're going to. I mean, I understand from the perspective of what the theory is doing right now, but
you really think Microsoft is going to put $60-70 million projects into the hands of these developers?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Nah.
What do you mean, like what, 60 or 70 million?
Like take a game like Horizon Zero Dawn, for instance. I always use that as a measuring stick. It took about $47 million to make that game. You think they're going to put that kind of money in the hands of each one?
If a developer wants to make, if NXL or Obsidian. Well, I mean, if say for example, if Obsidian wants to make a game that costs close to that, then yeah, they probably fucking will. Like that was the whole entire reason why that statement came out and blew up about the whole entire limited budget, even though that was never fucking said in the original source material.
What about this this Bleeding Edge trailer that leaked out? That did not look like a AAA game to me.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be a AAA game. That doesn't have to be a AAA game. After all, it's Ninja Theory. They don't make AAA games.
I'm not saying that a AA game is going to be trash. I'm just simply stating that is what you're going to get from Microsoft.
Bootleg. Well, hey, truth be told, if that's all I'm going to get, I'd rather have that than a lot of the shit that these third-party AAA developers are fucking already doing, ripping your goddamn wallet already.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I do agree. I do agree on that with Fatal.
I'm sorry, like, I mean, say what you will about those types of games, man, but I'll wholeheartedly, I'll take fucking 50 Wastelands over a next EA fucking AAA game.
Well, it's definitely hard for me to argue with that because, with me being heavy into VR, a lot of those games over there are indie games.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, that reminds me of VR. Thanks for reminding me of that. There is, hold on, let me pull it up here for you there, Lincoln buddy. There is a VR E3 showcase.
Yes, it starts at noon.
Okay, so you already know about it then? All right, excellent. I just wanted to make sure that you knew about it, man.
Already. It's the pre-shit kicked off at 11:45.
I might actually watch that shit myself too as well, just to get some curiosity.
You bet your ass I'm going to be watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course you are.
Yeah, I'll probably have that on while I'm playing Days Gone, trying to kill that 5-man horde.
So wait, Craig, you really honestly thought that a horde was only 4 fucking zombies?
No, I think it's what I think a horde is what I say it is. So trust me. When you see an actual horde in that game, trust me, you're gonna think 3 times.
Fucking
I saw one. I killed one down by a lake. It took me about 30 minutes to get them all, but I got them. They were going. They
You
kept
haven't
going
seen
back and
shit
forth.
yet.
Well, I saw a real video.
And by the way, there, Craig, they're not zombies. By the way,
well, you know what I mean. They look like zombies to me.
they're not zombies. Trust me, they're too fucking smart to be zombies.
Well, this the same thing happened to them that happened in World War Z. At least according
just beat the game, and you'll see what I mean.
So,
oh yeah, you're gonna see a whole lot of things in that game.
Yep. That's gonna make you completely change your fucking thoughts on that.
No, it's what that doctor said. She was like, "Look, the virus is making them act like this." That's a direct line from the World War Z book. It was the virus that they had was making them like that. I'm talking about the movie, not the video game. The movie, they pretty much have stolen World War Z's entire thing from the book. You know, the virus that came out is going through the lymphatic system, which is all over your body. That's how cancer spreads so fast, and that's why it spread so fast. It's the same thing that happened in World War Z.
To a certain extent, it shares the similarities.
Yeah,
I don't want to throw spoilers, but there's more to that virus.
Well, I'm sure there is. Yeah, it's a virus.
There's way more, bro. Way more, and you're gonna be surprised.
Yeah, but the way it's infecting people that's it. It's going to affect you at a base level. So, which is fine. I work in the medical field. I love the way she said it was attacking the cells and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty cool that they even went this far into detail. But it's a rip right out of the World War.
Oh, trust me, when you start getting into reading all like the actual fucking docs and shit like that, like the files that you pick up.
Yeah,
you'll start to learn a lot more as to what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not a bad. Yeah, I'm enjoying the game. You know.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was pretty damn good for what Sony Bank can do for that small of a fucking team.
For that small of a team, and I took a baseball bat yesterday and I crushed some kid's skull.
Yeah, but can we honestly say this though? That score in that game, the actual music in this game is.
Oh yeah, no, the music in Days Gone is fucking phenomenal.
It's really good.
It's fucking phenomenal.
I'm gonna try to buy that soundtrack. I'm gonna go ahead. We'll go ahead and close it up. I mean, like 3 hours. So, you know, so any closing shots on E3? How many T flops and Lincoln? How many T flops do you think?
Oh God.
It's going to have 47 is going to run the games at 8K. Unfortunately, it's going to have no.
I don't think they're going to reveal it.
Really? Okay.
Bold statement.
Nice prediction, Lincoln. I'm glad you said that. Thank you.
I don't think they're going to reveal it because if they're still on this tip about having the most powerful console, they may go off and say that Anaconda will be the most powerful console. I don't know. Something in me tells me they're not going to reveal it because they're still waiting for Sony to make the next move, even though they had this so-called partnership. They're still playing a game of chess when it comes to these consoles that they're supposed to be releasing.
I think the Lockhart, like the S version, is going to be equivalent as far as like fucking teraflop wise, is going to be pretty much basically on par or slightly better than what the X is right now.
So you think over 60? About 6.5, something like that, give or take.
No, I think it's gonna be a little higher than that, maybe like 8 or something like that. But I think the actual Anaconda is gonna be obviously a higher one.
The Lockhart is gonna be 10.7. Because let's face it.
What?
Yeah.
People are shook with Stadia, so.
I know they shook.
So if Lockhart is going to be 10.7, what do you think? What do you think Anaconda is going to be? In
12 or 13.
Both of those consoles going to cost?
12 or 13, because we already know that it's going to be the premium high base console. That's
first.
Oh, okay. I can get Anaconda being 12, 13, even 14, but Lockhart being 10. What are they going to price this at?
That's the theory.
400?
It's going to be super cheap. Yeah, they're trying to get that.
I mean, look at the founders. Look at the Google Stadia Founders Edition base bundle. It's $129, right?
Yeah,
$129. If you can provide the same processing power as the cloud with a physical hardware-based peripheral, what pricing will you put that price for that Lockhart?
I think with Microsoft's mentality. A 10 teraflop console, they would be likely to charge $500 for that, and probably $600 for Anaconda.
I think it's going to be 400 for the Lockhart, 600 for
no,
the
yeah. Let's be real here. Let's not rule out a $600 console. Their fans buy anything that's
that's what I said. That's what I said. I think the economy's going to be $600.
I'll say about.
Look at the pattern that we've seen this generation.
I think that Microsoft will take a hit and probably sell it the same base price as the SAT edition console at $250, just so that they could boost sales for that console alone. And then the premium console, they'll keep it at the same price point as the PS5.
And even if they make Lockhart $400, then what do they do about the X? What are they going to drop that down to?
$250.
Yeah, that's going to have to be $299. And then their other console is on sale. I want to mention it. I want people to like, y'all are bashing the Xbox. The discless Xbox is $199.
That nobody fucking bought.
I know, but it's one. I'm still
by the
bringing
way, we're going to be paying a little bit more for these consoles because of that tax increase. I forgot about the tax increase.
Yeah, it's $199.99 this week for their EA conference. So this, if anybody wants it, go ahead and buy it. I'm just trying to make the news. If the news is the news, so but yeah, they can do whatever they want. Yeah, I'm excited for the games. I mean, Red Dragon, shout out to him. He just tweeted out some stuff about PC Game Pass. They're gonna try to drop 100 games a month on PC Game Pass. So I'm shocked that
100 games a month. Yeah,
that's what he just dropped.
Now that would be interesting, not in the sense that I would want it, but if anybody's been paying the Game Pass, paying attention to it, 100 is the target number. They add 5 games. They remove 5 games. They've always
not entirely true. Not entirely true. Not entirely
That's
true.
The way it started out, because every time I would check out N4G, they would put up articles announcing what games were coming to Game Pass and what games were leaving. And any games that were being dropped, you could still buy them at a discount. I don't know if it's still like that right now, but where is Game Pass sitting at right now? I mean,
like 200 and something.
Really?
Yeah. And they just dropped today 20 more games today out of fucking nowhere.
That's interesting. If that be the case, you think PlayStation now having about 600 games try to influence that?
That's
well, if you're looking at it from a download perspective, yeah. If you're looking at a download perspective, it's only like 300 and something on download wise on PS now.
Yeah, it's $1 and people are buying it, so it makes sense that developers are throwing more games on it.
And they got to get more. With the emulations and stuff like that, I'm sure that'd be better.
But I guess that makes sense as far as PC goes, because you have other services out there like Utopia that was supposed to launch with 600 games.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's a legitimate point. Yeah.
Like I said, like the list for the PC side is already out there already. I gave the link to Craig earlier. I posted
I saw it. Yeah, it was. I was impressed. I'm surprised that Shadow the Tomb Raider isn't on there, because
it's funny that you say that you're impressed, but yet like 90% of that library of games that's on that list is already on Xbox One.
Yeah, I know, but it's impressive that I can get that for $1. I get it for $1.
You can get that for $1 on fucking Xbox.
No, you can't. Well, I don't have one. I've got an Xbox. So
there you go. I mean, yeah, you have a PC, so you're getting pretty much basically the same experience.
Crackdown 3 is a ghost town, even on the multiplayer, and I don't even think people are playing on PC.
I was gonna try playing that yesterday because the new update had a bunch of new shit to the multiplayer, but I don't have gold, so I was like, fuck it, I deleted it.
Yeah, like nobody's really on it. Yeah, they already talking about it.
Oh, really? Yeah, they didn't call it a ghost town.
They got Red Dead coming out with updates for Shady Adler for the multiplayer, as if anybody cares about the multiplayer for Red Dead.
People are still playing that. People are still playing that, though. Sadly, they're still playing that.
Not like it was.
It's like what happened the other day there, Ryan. Fucking some guy was sitting there telling me that fucking Uncharted and Last of Us for a ghost town.
Yeah.
So I put up a video of me playing the fucking game, getting into like several fucking matches between Team Deathmatch and freaking Bounty Hunter. Post a video, didn't get a reply back from the dude, and then he leaves a comment telling me that fucking, you only tried out one game mode. It doesn't matter if I tried out one game mode, motherfucker. The game is not a ghost town, bitch.
Bro. That's like saying Call of Duty, you can't find a game in Call of Duty. You can find a game in every single Call of Duty. It's always a game. And
sometimes you just have to wait a little while. That's all.
The only thing is that for consoles, I know for consoles, especially the older gen consoles, the PS3 and Xbox 360, since those servers are modified, it's pretty much hard to play those games because you know it's a lot of bullshit going on. But I know that on PC, if you were to download Modern Warfare 3 Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare on PC, the online multiplayer
Custom
for those
servers,
games,
man. Custom servers.
fucking legit, crazy smooth.
Dude,
No
I can
hitch,
still
no
I can still go and download old school fucking Baldur's Gate on PC and join people fucking on custom servers.
Yeah. And even the original World War One based Call of Duty, you could still play online with people on PC. So it's like that's the beauty of having a PC in reality. That's that accessibility to play older gen based games and still enjoy your single player aspect of your games as well. So it's like, okay, I can still do this, but with this shit that Microsoft is doing is like you're limiting the console to its use. You're not giving people the incentive to even play anymore on your console.
Oh no, it's the console is not relevant anymore. It's not. So I mean, I've been saying that, and what you have is a group of
it's not relevant to a lot of people, but it's going to be relevant to those people that actually still have an interest in buying.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. If it is, it is. You're right.
Because like I said, if my theory holds weight, which so far fucking is actually holding a lot of weight, that if xCloud is going to be that service that's going to be on multiple devices, whatever the case may be, there is going to be incentive for people that don't have a PC to buy an Xbox next gen.
If you want to go ahead and that's not bad.
If you don't want to play Halo Infinite or Gears 5 via a fucking streaming service, then you have to either get it on PC or you got to get an Xbox. It's just that simple.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be the incentive, and if that be the case, then fucking so be it.
Yeah,
I just don't see physical copies coming to fucking PlayStation. I really fucking don't.
Oh, I could be wrong. I think Game Pass eventually will go to PlayStation, but
no, Game Pass will be part of the xCloud. Game Pass will be part of the xCloud that will be on Playstation if PlayStation allows it.
Yeah, if they allow it. And Jim Ryan
if they do. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's still too. I mean, I get the predictions, and it's very, very likely that could happen, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm nervous about today, but I'm also excited about today too as well. But at the same time, I'm like, man, do I want to do a podcast and be on anybody's podcast after tonight's show? Because I don't want to hear anybody. I really don't want to hear the bitching, man. I really fucking don't.
Well, I don't even know if I would be able to get invited because the way
fellas, let's just enjoy it for what it is. Like I haven't been interacting that much with anything as of late.
I've noticed that
because it's like, all right, everybody has a self-based opinion. Or they want to, expose certain situations. Like, listen, look at the shows, look at what they're going to provide to the general consensus, and you take upon yourself whether you want to support.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, by the way, did y'all saw Kratos' tweet?
Nah, I haven't even.
He's gonna give away his state of play PlayStation.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ton of games if Microsoft delivers. Let me tell you something, man. Today's the day, man. Yeah, they got to show everything. I'm telling you, they cannot.
I'm hoping. Like, listen,
they have to show everything.
I'm hoping that they're gonna bring something beneficial to the hardcore fan base because they need this right now. They need it so badly because I know for a fact that the hardcore fan base is hurting. They want to see something out of the, just to say, listen, guys, we have something at least to rave about. But if they deliver,
I think Halo Infinite, Carlos, is going to be that game because it is going to be a soft reboot to the series.
Yeah.
Even though it's still a sequel to 5, but I think that game, the way they're building it,
I'm looking for. Tell you the truth, honestly, I'm looking forward to Halo. I'm not hating on.
So am I, dude. I really want to see.
I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on Gears. I just want a single player experience that's gonna say, you know what, Microsoft, kudos to you. You have done something magic.
Fable's going to be that game, but
I want Fable. I want them to
out to next generation.
I want them to.
Fable will be a next gen game.
I even want them to bring back Scalebound. For God's sakes,
they
might. Yeah, it's not going to happen, but they might bring something similar to that. But yeah, but guys, we've been here 3 hours. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it on up and start playing some Days Gone and find that 4-man horde and take it apart.
That 4-man horde.
So I go ahead and do that because I couldn't find one last night. But I was like, all right, guys, if you want me to go look for a horde, I will. But that's hashtag cash app.
Hey, yo, you want to find a good way to find hordes, man? Go inside caves.
Well, I'm on my way to a cave now with some.
Is it daytime or is it night?
Good. Have fun exploring.
If it's daytime, yeah, you're good. Go in there.
Oh, okay. Well, we're supposed to
right.
Word of advice. Do you have any high-powered weapons?
Yeah, I got like an M40 or M60.
That's not going to be enough.
That's not.
You gonna need two. Do you have a secondary assault rifle?
Yeah.
Okay, so you might be able to survive a couple of
And I got the greatest weapon for zombies. I got a bat with nails. So
you are not going to survive at all.
My God, I'm going to do it. And this is the way.
Word of advice, bro. Duck and dive. Shoot and duck. Run amok. Do everything that it is that you need to do. To do in order to survive the hordes, because
that's right.
Swinging for the hills is not the swinging for the hills is not gonna help you.
Well, I know the one I want to kill. I just have to get up on the water tower to do it.
Shit!
Because they don't climb. They can't climb ladders.
Well, you're lucky. You're lucky on that. But the thing is like if you let them get away from you with no interaction, then you're gonna have to start chasing them and then do the same process again.
So, well, like I said, I'm going in. I'm going to find one. Like I said, I'm not, and because I would have streamed it, so people just won't see it happening. I'll just have to tweet it out. Poor kid.
No. Let's end this shit right now. Let's end this shit right now and have Craig stream that bitch right now.
Because Cash App is still on zero. So no, the brother's on zero. Ain't gonna happen. That's the way it is. I'm gonna go ahead and kill it. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill it, and I'll just put it on that. What's it called? I'll
Carlos.
So it's gonna be that. You're just gonna have to trust me. This is the way it's gonna be.
Craig's rocking the default assault rifle that you get at the very beginning of the game and a pistol.
Oh no, I got rid of that. Terrible. No, I got rid of that thing. I got a 9mm.
Bro, just go to the hot springs and get the damn military assault rifle that they sell. That's like literally the second best gun in the game.
I've got that.
Yeah, grade 3. You got a grade 3. All of your weapons are grade 3.
Yeah, that Tommy gun that you get.
Oh, that shit does wonders, man. That's my
that weapon is the best weapon in the game.
Level 3.
The best weapon in the game.
Yo, that Tommy gun is my go-to for every gun.
That's the only weapon I ever used after I got that motherfucker in my arsenal.
Well, I haven't gotten that yet, but I've got some automatic weapons, and some Molotov cocktails, and some grenades.
Molotovs ain't gonna do shit, man. You need them big old fucking hours, man. You need them hours, man. You need a big old jug, man.
And they'll never find out. Like Thanos told Captain America, they'll never
God, you know. And your fucking Marvel shit.
Well, and speaking of that, somebody asked me something about Endgame and why they felt Tony Stark, and this is a spoiler, sacrificed himself. If you go back to the original Avengers,
because the movies are shit.
Well, if you go back to the original Avengers movie, Captain America flat told Stark, you're not the type of guy that's going to lay over a wire and let the other guy climb across you. And Tony Stark said, yeah, you're right. I'll probably just cut the wire. So him snapping his finger was him laying down and letting people crawl over him. So that was his that was his final arc. That was his final arc. So, and what we saw when they buried him and they pushed his, this proof Tony Stark has a heart. Another question came in. If it wasn't for Robert Downey Jr., the way he templated that character, it showed all those other franchises at his funeral. None of that gets made. None of it. But they templated it, and they ended it by his daughter saying, "I want a cheeseburger." And then when you watch Iron Man, when he gets out of the cave, the first thing he says is, "I want a cheeseburger."
A cheeseburger.
So that's how they paid that off. But again, that went over a lot of people's heads. It was a payoff for the people who made that.
It's always going to go over mine, man, because I never plan on watching that.
But
you know what's so funny, Craig? Are you sure you ready to get Thanos by the Horde?
Well, they're not going to I was going to put it up on Twitter. I'm like, they're dead. Too bad y'all didn't get to see me do it because, hashtag Cash App is not ringing. So this is the way it's going to work. So everybody keeps on saying they want to see me kill a horde. Well, fine. That's why the Cash App's there. If not, I'll just be taking. I may kill them all with a knife. You'll never know. So you'll never know. So I can do it. If it takes me 2 hours, I'll fill them out. So
hey, is it just me or am I seeing shit? Is that lead character in the new Jedi game? Sorry, Craig. I just noticed this. Mm-hmm. In the new Star Wars game, isn't that that dude looks like the guy from that played Joker in Gotham?
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's exactly who it looks like. It looks like that young guy that played Joker in Gotham, man. I don't know. The game looks like shit anyway, so fuck it. Moving on. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on your show, Craig. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, man, no problem. And shout out to everybody here. Lincoln Clay, Carlos, Big Cloud, thanks for coming through. Fatal. Porter Rock earlier, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Sick Humor, thanks for coming by, even though he burnt his biscuits. So hopefully they still tasted good, my brother. I'm sure they did. And shout out again to Titanfall Princess for the invite last night. I have no idea what a cookie is, but it kept on telling me that I had been redirected too many times and to delete my cookies. So that's what I did. So I don't, but it wouldn't let me back on. It wouldn't let me in. So I don't know what's going on with it. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I did this podcast this morning, because I'm like, I don't even know if I could get invited to a podcast, because it may just redirect me again. I don't know. But this worked, and people were able to come into this podcast, so maybe it'll work if I get invited. So that's all I can do, folks. But guys, we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna play some Days Gone and kill this horde, and I'll just post it on Twitter. Horde's dead. Too bad y'all didn't get to see me kill it with a knife. So, but all right then.
With a knife after like 40 deaths.
Yeah, I may die 40 times, but it's gonna happen. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do it with a knife and a bat and knock those zombies across the street like I was last night. I killed a kid zombie in the bathroom. It was actually pretty cool.
Oh, the newts, yeah, they're annoying.
Yeah, they're annoying as hell. Very loud though, especially with especially and shout out to Steel Series. I love this headset. I can hear everything. So, but shout out to them for that. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate you brothers coming through.
Likewise, thank you for the invite, bro.
No problem. Enjoy E3, guys. Enjoy the Bethesda conference. Just take it for what it is. It's a conference, and enjoy.
Yep. Later, guys.
Deuces.